Welcome, chat. We have returned once more. I think I have the stream latency set to normal, which I kind of wish I hadn't. Can I change that? No. I don't think I can. No. Okay, I'd rather it be low latency, but that's fine. Anyways, welcome back. I've got it already set up behind here. Yeah, we got through half last time. I got the new shit set up here. Let me real quick just fucking peek through the skin, see if there's any that I want. I think the weedy one might be good. The Hoderer, the classic, the old white pharaoh. Everybody fucking would post the memes with. That would look nice if I use Nightingale. I think for now, we'll just grab this one, though. And then once more people get in, we can do a touch of gambling. Everybody's gonna love that. I know everybody loves a little gambling. Who wouldn't love a little bit of gambling? I certainly do. And unfortunately, everyone has to wait until next week for me to stream Enfield with Supa. Was gonna do it today, but he ran into some complications at the last minute, so I had to kind of scramble. Nice rat. Luckily, I kept the thumbnail from the last one. So that's really good. That's very helpful. That puts us in a good spot. Now then, let's put the little skin on Weedy, and then we can start reading. After a little bit of reading, we can come back and gamble. Okay, chat? That sound all right? Everybody satisfied with that? Who's willing to say something? So probably just Laffy. All right, let's flip that music on. Start refreshing it. Music on. I have to scroll to pop the music on. Oh, I didn't have it playing. That explains it. Okay. Everyone's too shy. There's not very many people. So, you know, it is what it is, Laffy. There's very few people anyways. Too shy or not, there's just not that many people. So we gotta just start reading. We gotta do what we're here for. I gotta turn the volume down on this a little bit. It's a little loud. Just tell me if it's ever too quiet. If it's ever too quiet, the music and the sound effects, just let me know. Now then, time to get into it. Haven't warmed up the voice at all. Perfect. How deep are we? Reckon we should dig a little more. It'll all be a wasteland here sooner or later. It's not like you could stick wheels under the graves. Folks want to leave behind some trace of their lives after they die, but it's all a pointless dream, sadly. Might as well ask for cremation. Have your ashes scattered in the wilderness. That would put us out of a job, though. Yeah, true enough. Shut the fuck up, Sonny. I'm having an old man moment. If you ask me, graves aren't for the dead. It's for the living who need these things. The ceremonies and the big chunk of rock that goes on top of them. Those are the things that folks say their goodbyes to before starting anew. It's their turn until they bite the dust. It's their turn to bite the dust, sorry. The preparations for the ritual are almost complete.
I'm not sure. I don't feel so good today. Mama, Mr. Fryer, I was really happy yesterday. Her told me about lots of fun stuff. We prepared for the funeral together, and it felt like I was doing something for Mama. But we're done with everything now. What comes next? I think I really worked hard for Mama. But can Mama see all that? Does all this really mean something? Mr. Fryer, have you gone through this a lot?
This is honestly perhaps some of the best like character writing for a child that like fucking every line is a question.
Mr. Fryer, have you gone through this a lot? When it happens during the funeral, what should I do? And what do I do once it's over?
Right, the funeral. You're still young, but I don't want to hide anything from you. We do a lot of things for others, but in the end, we do it for ourselves. Cecilia, this isn't selfishness. Oh no, the child is in her why phase. Why? Why?
I can't see Mom anymore? Why?
We hold funerals and say our goodbyes when our loved ones leave us, but it's also a respite for ourselves. It's a way to mark the road we've trodden. Many grown-ups use this as a way to find peace. But whether they truly find it, or indeed anything, isn't the fault of the funeral itself. It's really up to us, after we go through the thing. Once we are done looking back and resting, we must keep going forward.
But where do we go after that?
That is something you need to ask yourself, Cecilia. This is a question that only you can answer yourself. It's a question that both you, I, and everyone must answer in our lifetimes.
Ask myself? What does that mean?
Only you can find the right way forward for yourself. And it's only with your own two legs that you can walk that path.
What about you, Mr. Fryer? You know so much. What is your road like?
I can't answer you that. I'm afraid I can't even say I've found it. Ugh. The reading is not flowing right now. It's a tough search and a sad journey. It makes you wonder if the way forward ever truly exists. But I haven't given up. That's why I and my brothers and sisters call ourselves the Pathfinders. Candelabra, where does one find... Somebody's there. Leaving from the hospital? Padia, was it? The legatus called Orin, too.
I don't really get it. What's that guy even doing? I almost forgot that I gave Orin this voice.
Watch your words, Orin.
This is the perfect time to act. There are lots of other things we could do besides wasting time at a funeral.
And I thought you were close to that girl's mother. How cold-blooded of you.
I already made my decision when I told Andowine about Cecilia. She's capable of knocking the city off its godly throne. That also means that she can shake the satyrs always hiding behind the red and gold curtain and plenty others besides.
Maybe I should try to do more of like the fucking Heisenberg from like fucking Resident Evil.
The Mother Miranda. He's gonna like you, Ethan Winters.
What is he talking about?
A saint that wants to bring down his holy city with the help of a mixed-blood girl? Scandalous.
You make it sound like I just want to burn it all down for no good reason. I said capable. That doesn't mean we have to do it.
It's just a very flamboyant Heisenberg.
In fact, if we don't do it, then our worth as a bargaining chip is that much more. I just have to make sure Cecilia doesn't end up in the Pope's hands. On that point at least, Andowine and I are aligned. I almost said in Pepe's hands.
A word of advice. I don't know what kinds of tricks you're trying to play with Cecilia, but do not forget the promise you made to the guide.
Thanks for the tip. I don't mind walking this path with you folks for just a little longer. Oh, you'll have to spank me and excuse me. I have better places to be than a funeral. Oh.
Oh. My throat is so full of phlegm. Oh, okay. Yeah. Looks like they aren't all on the same wavelength. What worries me more is that there's a legatus involved. I'll take Cecilia and leave once the funeral's over. Cecilia! Senorezel? The funeral will be starting soon. Andowine, I don't care about your grand ideals and I'm not interested in discussing faith with you. So once the funeral is over, I'm leaving with Cecilia. Where will you go? Shut up, bitch! None of your concern!
What are you hearing? What are you hearing? Oh, Ethan Winters! Oh!
I appreciate your willingness to listen to it, Kata. It's time to light the candles, Senorezel. Go. Be with Cecilia. The early spring mornings are still frigid here in Laterano. Sancta funerals are often accompanied by laughter, music, sweets, and the occasional inconsequential explosion. The departed become one with the Holy Spirit and return to heaven. That is worthy of celebration. But there's another kind of Sancta funeral unknown to other races. At a certain hour of a certain day, a great sorrow will seize the Sancta all by their throat. They will not be able to move, breathe, or avert their eyes. Each every fragile soul will be swept away as if by the floodwaters of a broken dam. Yet neither the joy of the former nor the awesome power of the latter can be found today in the Ecclesia Requitem of Pagus Strabonus. We find only a frail girl trying her hardest to swing the absurdly unwieldy shovel in her hands. A girl trying to shovel the last bit of dirt onto her mother's resting place. Go, Cecilia. It's time to say goodbye.
Mama, what should I do? When I think to myself that I'm doing this for Mama, I don't feel scared of anything. I feel like I can do anything. It feels like I've gotten a little stronger since you've been gone. Is it because I got a little older? But Mr. Ezel says I won't get to see you anymore. Even if I grow up and grow even stronger, I won't see you again, right? When I do a good job, you won't be there to reward me. When you do something bad, you won't be there to get angry at me. So why should I grow up? Mr. Fryer says I'm doing your funeral and saying goodbye to you for myself. What does it mean to do something for myself? I'm scared, Mama. A few days ago, a Priora's lady that I don't know told me that whether we do it with tears or smiles, the ones who are leaving us will accept our goodbyes. I don't get it. Mama, should I cry or should I smile?
And fall asleep to this divine read-along. I'm glad you can. Very relaxing.
Mr. Fryer said it's a question for myself, but I don't know.
There is no rush, Cecilia. You still have lots of time. Well, I have a feeling I know who this is. Too bad then that yours just ran out. Explosion sound effect. Different music. Key change. Dramatic key change. Oh fuck, Mostimo was Southern, right? Mostimo was Southern. I don't really want to do the Southern accent, and I don't think I gave anyone the Australian one. So we'll give that to Mostimo. Just gotta warm it up a little bit, alright, mate? The Jerboa has bounced. It will continue to bounce for as long as it can. It will never stop bouncing, in general. Hey, been a while. I finally got you, Andoine. Mostimo, Fiametta, my dear old friends, long time no see. And if you're here to mourn the dead, though, I'm afraid you came a little too late. That's all right. We can always make some more. Now, there's no need for violence. Gerb Enema. That sounds like Gerb Enema, and I don't really like that. Also, chat. We'll have a little gambling for now. There's more people here. We have a little gambling as like a sideshow. So I'm gonna ask, when should we do a little gambling? We're gonna do a little gambling on the new banner. We're gonna do that. So like after chapter. Okay, so kind of after chapter 5, 6, or 7. Or even 8. So just depends on when you guys want to do that. Because we'll have a little gambling as a little sideshow. We'll do some gambling. I can't even like rename. Okay. Or I'm even reading the stream, so that's a part of it now. Okay. All right. I'll check back in the poll. I'll check back on the poll in a bit. Explosion noises. Cecilia, watch out.
Mr. Ezel!
Guide, we have to hold our ground. I love that Potty and Fiametta just have the same voice. Both the angry Liberi girls get the same voice. Guide, we have to hold our ground. It's you. Cecilia isn't your bargaining chip. Ezel, give her to me. Hey, Ezel, what's the big idea? Don't tell me you're working with these.
heretics, terrorists, apostates, are those the only names the church can come up with? Out of the way, Padia. You were right, Fiametta. It's not easy to change the way someone thinks. That goes for both of us.
Noises. It's just like, there's all like, fuck you, and then meanwhile, you look over here, oh, you look like you're doing well. Much thanks to you. You look like you've aged a lot though, guide. Well, I have to thank you for that too. The gunshot wound took forever to heal. Ah, not bad. Definitely better than having to shoot you. That is true. Lemwin almost died. I know. It was the better option over her bullet. Looks like that mental illness of yours hasn't gotten any better. I forgot that line. Looks like that mental illness of yours hasn't gotten any better. Hey kid. Oi kid, you must be Ezel. Another Legata. What should I... Also, I just dropped something under my fucking highest gambling per capita in the world. Rah! Number 1! Rank 1! Fuck it, I gotta steal. Looks like that mental illness of yours hasn't gotten any better. Alright, looks like that fucking mental illness of yours ain't gotten any better. A fallen angel? Miss Fiametta, what's going on? Ah, you fell. Of course, you shot at me. You can't feel anymore. So I use my eyes to see and my mind to think. The little girl there is Cecilia, right?
Miss, you have horns, but you also have a halo? What the fuck? Are you a Sancta?
Maybe? I don't exactly know, actually. Listen, Ezel, bring Cecilia over here. She'll be fine. I'm supposed to trust a fallen angel? I've got to be more trustworthy than a pissed off Levery.
Hey, you mean that bitch over there, right? You don't mean me. I'm perfectly calm.
Noises! Mastema, we haven't finished her mother's funeral yet. Wow, I almost bought into that. Are you really such a dutiful curate for this Ecclesia Requiem, Andoine? Mastema, did you follow me here just to catch up on old times? Ezel, have you made up your mind yet? Cecilia,
Miss!
Cecilia, you aren't done yet.
Right!
Andoine, you got a decent crowd here. You brought so many with you just to get Cecilia? Ow, almost forgot. I have a message for you. It's from the guy in the lock and key. Your bravery is commendable, but you won't like the final answer. Thank you for that. I may not be fortunate enough to walk my path with it, but I benefited greatly from its opening my eyes all those years ago. Look at you. Are you sure you benefited? Only the wearer knows where the shoe pinches. Not good! Ezel, stand back! Ah, fuck. Can you believe it? I saw an ocean formed of faith. Sudden key change.
That concludes the report for this observation. Some of my colleagues present were involved in the incident. If you have anything to add, please do.
Brothers and sisters, I propose we immediately declare a state of emergency across the entire city. Andoine is already enough trouble to deal with, but now we have a mixed blood Sancta on our hands too. Ew, smelly.
Good night, Giovanni. The conference is set to open soon. Surely you know that a state of emergency would lead to panic among the envoys.
Your Eminence, we face a dangerous element. If a little panic could solve the problem at hand, I consider that an easy win.
His Holiness has been planning this conference for years. The Summit of Nations. It could be the key to Laterano's primacy on land as we know it. But now, a panic threatens to destroy this key.
And how do you know that Andoine won't bring this conference to ruin if you leave him be? No need to worry. Ethan Winters. No need to worry, Gunny Giovanni. We're talking about a group of desperate people without a future and a small girl of an unknown background. Orin, how do you think we Laterans have enjoyed peace for a millennium? It's because we stayed vigilant, taking no chances with such uncertainties. Even though Laterans sort of explosions on the streets day in and day out, huh?
The way I see it, the Reverend Gun Knight just might be looking for an opportunity to use that awe-inspiring but often holstered gun of yours. I take pride in my gun. Got a problem with that? I play girls frontline, Orin. I'm always jerking it with my gun.
Please, this is urgent. May I continue?
You may.
I'm sure you all know that Masuma and I used to work with Anduin. The Anduin I know isn't one to go off half-cocked. He always comes in fully bricked up to every encounter. He wouldn't start a war without preparing for it. So even though he could sow chaos in Laterano, he wouldn't do it without a reason. The only clue the Astray have given us so far is their attempts on the mixed-blood girl called Cecilia. We can surmise that taking her is their primary objective. And since they already have her in their possession, I think Anduin's next step is very likely to be exfiltrating Laterano. Therefore, I suggest we focus on the two following points. First, we need to step up our border controls and deploy more guards at the crossings. We should also form a special elite squad to locate their hideout and bring Anduin in. Secondly, to be on the safe side, I would like the 7th Tribunal to lead the investigation into whether the Astray have made contact with the visiting envoys to determine whether or not they are targeting the conference. As for the conference itself, just proceed according to plan, right? That's what you have in mind, isn't it? We're just testing the waters anyway. Oh, I've got to say, though the Colbur face desserts are disgusting, the cactus tarts are an atrocity. I would like to see some improvements there.
Shut the fuck up! I think there's a certain charm to the taste, bitch!
Big choice of words from the localizers.
Never come in half-cocked, always come in fully loaded.
I agree with Masuma on that point, and that point alone.
Blasphemy. I think they're delicious.
I fucking hate the Sancta!
Ethan Winters! Gun Knight Giovanni has spoken! I suppose we can all agree then!
Agreed. Agreed. Anything Giovanni likes, you know he's bound to be terrible.
Masuma, belittling me again, are you? Please, my children, quiet down. I'm too old for all this bickering bullshit. The laws instruct us to face the unknown with goodwill. We mustn't treat fruit tarts with such scorn.
And why am I unfamiliar with this law?
I just thought of it this morning.
Your Holiness? Your Holiness, I'm gonna fucking kill myself in a minute. There is a balcony I can jump off right behind us.
We'll go with your plan. Well, Giovanni, give Fiametta all the help she needs. Anduin will make his way to his goal.
Oh, phew. So I hate closed door meetings. We spent 3 minutes on our main topic. The rest of the meeting was ever babbling on their stupid side conversations. Ah! Excuse me, senores. May I ask what the decision was? Oh, you're still here. I'm taking over the Anduin case. Thank you for your work the past couple days. You should head home to get some rest. I'll talk to the Notorial all later. Everything you've done will be written off as you helping us out. Miss Fiametta, anything that comes after this is way beyond the bounds of your authority and ability. Don't forget, you're still in training. I know you're worried about Cecilia, but I'm taking over this case, and that's the best case scenario you can hope for. Miss Fiametta, are you friends with this fallen angel? And the both of you are familiar with Anduin? That's right. Is that your answer to both of those questions? We aren't familiar. We're nemeses. I'm gonna peg the fuck out of him. But don't you worry. I won't take it out on Cecilia. I don't really understand what's going on with her this morning, but she's still a kid. What about you? You stayed there for 2 whole days. Did Anduin say anything to you? Just a bunch of heretical nonsense. Something about beans on toast. I suggest you forget all of it then. You still have your whole life ahead of you, right? Go home and take a couple days off, then keep up your good work at the Notorial Hall. You're pretty qualified for the job if you ask me. Yeah, cherish your life, you know. I mean, life in Laterano is precious. Even I look back on it fondly sometimes. Walking away sounds. My life?
Right. Unlike them, I'm just a regular nobody. Okay, let's clock out. Let's clock out. Very funny that this event comes right before Stultifera Novice, where Ezel has this, like, he has a very minor version of what Jordy has. He's still trained, he's in training, he's not qualified, but he's still, like, training. He's pretty well set up, versus, like, Jordy is a straight-up nobody. He's a guy he's a janitor with an umbrella who likes to look at old blueprints. She isn't called suffering for no reason, I suppose.
The Pontifica cohorts have taken over the border checkpoints, and the Apostolic Knights are keeping an eye out for us too. We won't be making it out anytime soon. We have a safe house, but still. I can't get in touch with Orin either, damn it!
No matter, we can wait. Cecilia? Do you regret your decision?
I don't know. But if I went with Miss Fiametta, she would have taken me to the Basilica, right? I still haven't figured out my goodbye to Mama.
It's okay, Cecilia. You still have lots of time to think.
Mr. Friar, there was a lady with horns and a halo in the Ecclesia Requitem just now. Is she a Sancta?
JB? JB not. It's up to her. It's up to her to decide. It's up to her to decide. Do we just try to make Anduin Victor now? JB? JB not. It is up to her. It's up to her to decide.
I thought Sancta or Sancta.
That's true for most of us, but some people get to choose. Or perhaps I should say they don't have a choice but to choose, because of some unfortunate circumstance. JB, yeah, it's so good. There's a lot of good arcane meme content. Incidentally, you too have to choose. You too have to choose, Cecilia. As for whether that is fortunate or not, no one can tell.
Can't the Sancta be with the Sarkaz?
Of course they can. You are the living proof.
But I'm causing everyone a lot of trouble, right? Even Mr. Ezel.
If you're always worrying about everything, you won't get anything done. People will always fight. Neither gentleness nor understanding can stop that. A lot of times when people fight, it's not because one side is right and one side is wrong. It's because the things that both sides have to do conflict with each other. In other words, the things that you and I need to do are different, and that means we're in somebody else's way.
Why can't we go the same way together?
I mean, they are really nicely Anduin Nation. How are we feeling? Anduin Nation, how are we feeling? They do really use Cecilia, like, being a child and naive and everything very well. She asks a lot of questions like a kid, and it, like, you know, kind of allows them to have kind of... Not everything needs to be super, like, complex. The undertones can be very simplistic and still get across everything they want to get across. Because for a lot of people, the path that they take is determined by the path itself. For example, the Sancta and the Sarkaz. No one can say why the two sides fought each other at first, but the hatred between them has paved the road for everyone.
Why can't we choose our own path? Can't we choose our own path?
We can, Cecilia, but it's not that simple. Yeah, I've definitely felt this has been a pretty damn well-written event so far, Laffy. If you want to leave the path you are on and find a new path forwards, you must first make your way through a boundless wilderness. It's vast and empty there. You might never even find a new path, even if you give up everything you've ever known.
Then, why do we still have to look?
Right. Why do we have to look? Maybe it's because that's what we want.
What we want? Is that so important?
It's the only thing we still have.
Mr. Friar, can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
What is it that you want?
Cecilia, can I tell you a little story? I used to be in a show called Arcane, and I had my friend Jason and and we made the Hextech Auto Stroker. It turned the entire Undercity upside down in just a day.
Sure, Mr. Friar. Go ahead.
Many years ago, when I was still young, I ran into some setbacks, and then I left.
Where did you go?
Anywhere. I traveled everywhere. There was a place I stayed for a while. It was a very small town, and it felt a little like my hometown. But it was even more run down. Life was tough for everyone there.
Huh? That doesn't sound like Lotterano.
Once I passed by the town's pub and came across a humming drunkard. He threw up all over me and insisted that I tripped him and that I should pay for his drink. Everyone in that pub, no, everyone in town laughed at him and cursed at him. Those who were scared of him avoided him. Everyone called him a dirty, filthy moron, a lowlife, a sick scumbag. He was a sarcasm.
He was very gross and stinky and smelly, I'll tell you what. He was very homeless.
They never chased him out of the town, however. He kept living from one day to the next, doing little odd jobs. Then, on one windy and rainy night, a night when no one would go outside, the church's bell started to ring. It was an alarm and it woke everyone up. There were some bad people in town. It was lucky that the bells woke everyone. It was hard, but we chased the bad people away. No one knew who rang the bells, and we all thought it was a miracle. I headed in the direction of the bell tower and reached the waste beyond. There, I found a church watchman digging a grave. Next to him was a cart, and in it a thin coffin with the sarcasm drunkard inside, wounded all over. I started to help digging. The watchman kept complaining as he dug. Said he was saving the casket for his mother, and it was a waste to give it to a sarcasm. Then he complained that he'd have to bury the sick sarcasm.
And I was like, same, brother. You, stinky, smelly.
The watchman said that not too long after the bell started ringing, the sarcasm came and knocked on his door, telling him to run, before the man died at his doorstep. The watchman said that since he saw it was about to rain, he couldn't bear seeing the sarcasm man sleep out in the streets, so he let him into the bell tower for the night. He kept complaining and kept digging. Then when he was finished, he stood in front of the grave and sang a song that the drunkard always used to sing, even though he didn't remember how the second half went. In the end, he complained a little more, and poured half a bottle on the grave. The winds through the hills on high tell the heroes far-flung stride, over long ways long, over briars and thorns. Sorry, I don't remember it either.
That's the song that Mama and Rosella taught me. So the sarcasm man rang the bell.
I mean, I don't know, Cecilia, fucking probably. Did you not listen to my story, you little shit? I think he did.
So he was the hero that saved everyone.
Maybe JB not. I don't know if someone like him can be called a hero, but I think most people probably wouldn't want to call him one. Maybe he was just trying to help the watchman who helped him.
What about you, Mr. Fryer? Do you think he was a hero?
I don't fucking know. What is a hero, Cecilia? I thought about it for a long time, but I know that the answer to this question doesn't tell us who the sarcasm man was. Rather, it tells us who I am. I don't think he himself climbed up the bell tower to be a hero, but it doesn't matter. If we sing his praises, look at him with scorn, or even forget about him, none of that changes anything about him anymore. All of the questions that I pondered have nothing to do with him. JB not. Big donation. How are we feeling? Trying to get the lead back a little bit. I was losing it. Only me? Why did I witness this? What does it mean to me? How is it going to guide me forward? It is always the living who are questioned. But I kept thinking and thinking. What if he didn't do what he did? What if he did it but led the fanatics, the bad people, to the bell tower? What if the townspeople couldn't fend off bad people even after they got woken up? And what if he even died on the bell tower and no one ever found him? There are no guaranteed successes, and there are no choices that are certain to be right. So I came to this conclusion. That rainy night, he climbed the bell tower because he wanted to. It's the most straightforward conclusion, out of somewhat stubborn goodwill. Whether that's true or not doesn't concern him. He was a hero. No different from the hero in the song. The winds through hills on high, tell the heroes far from stride.
Over long ways long, over briars and thorns.
My mental illness is that I watched Arcane one too many times. My mental illness is that I'm an Arcane Twitter fan. That is my mental illness. Can you believe it? Katarina and Garen? Incredibly insane. I never would have seen that coming. Arcane wouldn't do this to us.
Everyone started humming the song. Their quiet singing drifts throughout the room. I feel peace. Is this Lateran evening? A peace that I've not known for a long time.
Are you thinking something, Mr. Fryer?
No, nothing at all. Thank you, Cecilia.
You're looking at something. Is that a bell tower?
It's La Torondo's bell tower. Very, very old tower made of stone. I often went there when I still lived in La Toronto. It was so close to heaven.
Heaven? Is that where Mama is?
If that's where you wish her to be. I just realized I wasn't full screen this entire time. Oops! Someone is pinging me on the old Discord as well. Is it worthy of my time? Oh! Oh, someone made a fucking Dorothy skin, like, Jerboa figure. Oh, shit. Hold up, this is big. Hold up, chat, hold up. We gotta hold up for a moment. Chat. That's a bit rich for my blood, but but that's pretty incredible. Very nice. Shit. Oh, very nice. Look at that, chat. Mommy is in heaven if you wish her to be there. Tell me is that those two after those was a full screen. Thank you. It's a very good figure, but like, what 20. Wait, that's actually not that. Wait a minute, hold up. That's actually a less than I thought it was. I don't know my yen conversion. That's a lot less. Wait, yo, chat, hold up. 25,000 is $160. Hold up. Hold up, chat. Hold up. We might have to cop the Jerb figure. Hold up, chat. Hold up. This is crazy. Yeah, that's really far down, by the way. I expected it to be... I knowing the zeros of it, I thought it'd be either 2,500 or 250. I wasn't sure how many zeros it, like, cuts off. Generally, I believe it's about 100 yen to $1. That's about how it normally is, but, like, damn, yen is down as fuck. Yen is down. Yikes, Japan. That's not good for them. That's great for me, though. Hey, yo. I'm gonna have to cop that. Probably a shit ton in delivery costs, though. Yeah, probably. But the thing is, if it's like a shit ton in delivery costs, then like, it's kind of almost supplemented by how bad the yen is doing right now compared to the dollar. How strong the dollar is compared to the yen. We may have to cop it, chat. I'm gonna fucking look at it after. My fucking birthday is in not that long. I might get myself a little birthday gift. I might get myself a Jerb. I've always said there's no like Jerboa merch, so I don't really get Arknights merch. But now, oh yeah, we're after chapter 5, and that's where the vote ended. So chat, we're gambling here. We will now gamble. Alright, chat. Who is ready to fucking gamble? Oh no. Oh shit, there's a fucking old cinematic. I actually clicked on the thing instead of that. I have to play the event. There's gonna be a read-along in my server. Those are always fun. They're a lot more goofy than this. I'm trying to somewhat stay on track. Of this. Recruit. Alright, there we go. Alright, chat. What do we think? How good is it? How good is it? Feel it out. Vibes it for me, chat. Vibes it for me. We feeling 6 stars? We feeling 5 stars? 6 or 5? Vibes it out for me, chat. Tell me the vibes you're getting. Is it full screen as well? I don't know if I can actually... Oh, it does still full screen on fucking F11, even if it's not technically the right resolution. 5? You're feeling 5? You're only vibing 5? Okay. Everybody just got 5-star vibes. Everybody was right. The haters were right. I'm sorry. The haters were correct.
I don't think I care about the 5-star in this event, really. Oh, and it's Windflit. Oh, it's gross. Get it off my screen. It's disgusting. Sorry, chat. That was a little bit, that was a little gross. Can I just throw this one back? I don't want this one. I don't want this bag. Can I get rid of this one? Is that allowed, chat? I don't really want this bag. I don't like this one. I don't. Oh, it was only 3 4-stars too. It was not even like a lot of 4-stars. It was only 3 4-stars. By the way, while I'm thinking, gotta of course pop my daily credit store. How many distinctions do I have? Ooh. I can pick up a couple more fucking permits. I'll have enough by the time Typhon eventually makes her way. Are you freezing on me? Yo, you Google Play emulator. This is why we don't use you for reading anymore. Okay, we can get enough that we get another, like, kind of free 10. That's the event again, not the gambling. Where's the gambling? I'm here for the gambling. Limited time. Amiya, shut up. I'm trying to gamble. Stop talking to me. Doctor, you should stop. No! I'm gonna win next time! Typhon is also on banner right now. Yeah, but those banners are fucking tough to get anything out of. Do we want to throw one at that, chat? We can throw one at that. We can throw one at that. Fuck it. I have a lot of shit. We can throw one at Typhon. We can see. Okay, we have to get a 6-star at some point. Ooh, Hibiscus Altar. I've been meaning to level her up a bit. Okay. Surely. Okay, next one. Surely, next one. This is more gambling than I intended to do. Surely, next one. Near certainly next one. Near certainly the one after. Hi, Kajimaru. And Fang Altar again. Getting a lot of Fang Altars. Please, bro. Can I just get a 6-star? And then we can get back to reading. Okay. Chat. This could be crazy. This could be great. Is my Arknights muted? Wait. One moment. Let me real quick. I'm gonna real quick put you guys in so that I don't like reveal anything looking at my volume mixer. I'm gonna real quick pop you guys into the intro screen. We'll be back in just a second. I just gotta check, chat. I just gotta check how it's muted. If it's just muted with the volume mixer, then I can turn it back on. I have muted the actual in-game. Okay, well, I won't be able to listen if it is Typhon to her voice, so unlucky. I wasn't expecting to be gambling this much. Okay, we got Moose. We got Indigo. Aria's a very nice name, Indigo. You don't have to go by a code name. You can use your normal one as well. Totter, hello, my friend. What have we got? 4-star. I think it's a couple 5-stars and then the 6-star. Hi, Gray. You're a lot cooler when you get a little older. Santala. I don't use Santala, but I mean, that means it's gonna be Typhon. That means it's gonna be Typhon. You see? Because like it's Santala now. It's Santala. Ignore the Kajimaru. That's not relevant to this. And then it's that's another 5-star. It's Santala again. It's Santala again. So it's like gotta be. It's gotta be Typhon. It's guaranteed to be Typhon. There's no way it's anyone outside of Typhon, right? Like, right? Like, right? My fucking shit froze on the white screen. It was! I told you, it had to be. Okay, chat, we no longer have to save any of our yellow certs because there's not going to be a buying, motherfucker. There's not going to be someone in the shop that I want to buy now that I have Typhon. Nice and easy. I was saving, I was scared of these banners. I have really bad experiences with the normal banners. I blew through, like, I'm free to play. I remember when Fiametta was on this, it was like her and Exia on one of these banners. I spent like $150 worth, of course, free to play, so instead it's months of time playing the game worth.
And I did not get Fiametta, and I was so sad. Hey, where's our newbie? There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Look at how goofy she looks. Did I? You have to play IS to get her skin, right? I don't know if I played IS enough. Where are you, Typhon? Oh god, in my sea of fucking level 1s. By the way, peep all the 6 stars I have level 1. Inez, Vigil, Siege, Chen, Dagon, Lessing, Mountain, Chubai, Shwole, Hoshi, Penance, Ash, Exu, Typhon, W Alter, Kaobi, Oliak, Logos, Angelina, Silence Alter, Gladia, Mizuki, Phantom, Spectre Alter. Her new summer skin didn't come out, and I don't know if I got this one. No, I haven't done enough IS. Okay, we'll just have to be satisfied with the one that looks a little stupid. Okay, we'll upgrade we'll put some levels into our Typhon, and then we'll get back to reading. We'll start getting our Typhon up to snuff. Is this open? This isn't open. Can I swap the other ones? Do I have chips to swap? If I don't have chips to swap, I don't have chips to swap. Okay, well that's all we can do for now for our Typhon. All right. Well, that was definitely better than expected. All right, let's get back to fucking. I was fucking alt tabbing when I can just F11 and then make the thing smaller. I'm a little bit stupid. All right, Amiya, you just sit there. You're muted, so I can't even hear you. By the way, very nice like live 2D and everything on the skin, like Amiya like lying in the like instrument case or like whatever the hell this is. On like the pond. Is it a boat? I think it's a little boat or something. She picks up like the little globe, has the big old witch hat, turns it into a fruit. Now you can flex on the haters, Tori and Diego. Yeah, they're always in the server praying for my downfall. Bro, cheerful neighbor is me right now. It's a like case that she's in. Yeah. I thought it was a violin case. I actually, fun fact, I played violin for a very brief time in like, because like my like last year of elementary school, first year of middle school, you have to like be in band, or like orchestra in like the last year of like elementary school. I had to be in one of those, and then you had to be in band, orchestra, or choir the first year of middle school. And I was in like orchestra both times, and I practiced maybe 4 or 5 times the entire time. I fucking hated playing violin. I did not enjoy it at all. Not a music man. Yeah, not a music man. Was not a fan of it. Had to play the French horn for that. That sounds a little more fun. Yeah. And the I still remember. There was this one like other fucking. You know what? Actually, while I'm thinking, I can give you like. Let me find it. Let me find the guy. I had one. It basically Tiago, but like imagine if instead of Chad old man, it was an ugly fat old man who was still like a jaded asshole. That guy was like my like first year of middle school like orchestra teacher. Everybody fucking hated that guy. That guy sucks. I don't even remember his name at this point. He's vanished from my memory, but fuck that guy. Anyways, back to business. Yeah, like that's like a kind of a common teacher look, kind of a common shitty teacher look. Oh, Ezel, good morning. Off to work? Good morning. I don't have work today. I'm taking a couple days off. Up so early on your day off? And look at you frowning like that. Is something bothering you? Getting bullied in the tutorial hall? I told you, it may look like a decent place to work, but it's total misery over there. Here, Ezel, I'm just here for a cupcake. Take some. Let your worries go. It doesn't matter if work's bothering you, it's just a job. Don't think about it on your day off. Besides, aren't you still a trainee? If the ceiling caves in, it's gonna crush all your bosses up top before it ever reaches you. Don't make it so hard on yourself. Cheer up, it's not worth getting upset over. Not worth it, huh? Still letting it bother you? Anyway, I'm gonna get going. Thanks for the cupcakes. It's an early morning that couldn't be more normal. Hardly anyone on the streets yet.
but it shouldn't take much longer for crowds to form and the usual hustle and bustle to return. It's exactly what Lateran life is like. It's exactly what Lateran life is. I'm just gonna go out on a limb and assume this next line is we're going back to Victor Nation. How about the crepe? No thanks, I've got these cupcakes. It's you! Of course it was. The crepe shop on the corner there only sells 200 of their signature crepes each day. You need to get up early to have a chance at buying one. Thankfully, that hours haven't changed. What are you doing here? I'm out for a walk. In a city that has an arrest warrant out for you? Sure. Why should I not walk? Walking is good for you. Even if the city wants to arrest me. What happened to the people at the Ecclesia Requitem? They're all in a safe place. Once everything is over, they'll leave Laterano with me. Where to? Who knows? Are you going to take Cecilia with you? No, she left. How did you? She has something she must do. It may seem trivial right now, but she's found her path, and she will continue down it, overcoming obstacles we could never overcome, treading into predicaments that we wouldn't dare to face, and making it to faraway places that we could never imagine. What are you talking about? I do wonder if there will be mentions of the continuation of Cecilia's story in, like, Enfield. If she truly ends up becoming a very meaningful figure. Because it's not like... There's still Sancta and everything in Enfield, so the law 500 years later on a different fucking planet is still granting people halos. So... Maybe there'll be mentions of her in, like, Enfield's lore. There's already, like, a bunch of mentions of Ferdinand that I saw. My goat Ferdinand getting the respect he deserves. No one remembers you, Kirsten. Oh, relax. What are you talking about? Relax, brother Isle. She's far more brilliant than you and I could ever dream to be. But she might need you. Why me? I'm nothing special. It's pretty embarrassing to say, but I was playing hero in front of her the whole time. Told her my word is my bond and I wouldn't mind losing my job. But after I got home last night, I spent the whole night freaking out about everything that happened. Things about Sancta, a fallen angel, a legatus, the conference at the Basilica, the Sarkaz, and a strange heretical group. How'd I get mixed up in all this? I thought I just wanted a decent job. Deck's job would be all the better. Go to work and leave on time, live a quiet, peaceful life. Figured that'd be pretty good for me. Everything that happened the last couple of days could just be an interlude. I should count myself as lucky for being able to get away from it all before it's too late. And in a couple decades, I can tell stories about it to my friends. That'd be a pretty solid life, wouldn't it? Maybe I shouldn't even be talking to you right now. I should just turn and run. Aren't you going to run then? Or are you not going to leave? There's no need to fool yourself. How am I supposed to know what it is I really want? You and Cecilia both asked the same question. She asked you that too? Phrased a little differently. And how did you answer? I told her a story. Suddenly feeling like I shouldn't listen to you. Why? I've already heard the story once. The event doesn't need you to repeat it. I just get the sense that you know how to influence people. What if you're about to sucker me into something here? As long as you don't want to, you won't be. That sounds awfully sketchy. I'm only here to give you a message. What comes next is for you to decide. Cecilia is going to that old bell tower. What is she doing there? Saying her goodbyes.
Is something wrong?
Uh-oh. Okay, well, let's. Oh, Ethan Winters. Oh, Cecilia, aren't you scared? Walking the streets all by yourself this early in the morning. Where are those friends of yours? Guide, it's Oren. No matter, we'll see what he's planning first.
There's something I need to do here.
You're so little, but you have a lot of big ideas going on in your head, huh? I really don't get what that guy is thinking, but sorry, little girl, I can't let you go.
Are you taking me to the Basilica?
The Basilica? No, Cecilia, I can't let you go to the Basilica. This is definitely normal behavior for me as a government official to kidnap a 10-year-old girl. As long as you don't go to the Basilica and the old man, you can go anywhere. I thought it wouldn't be so bad if Anno I took you away. He's had a change of heart, but it's no biggie. I'll do it myself.
Will it be bad if I go to the Basilica?
It's hard to say, Cecilia. Hard to say. You're actually really important to me, you know. Fiora and I were friends a long time ago, but still. Anyway, your very existence is much more useful than whatever it is you're thinking up in your little brain. If we put you to good use, you can be the greatest danger to Lyran City in a long time. After all, you're a sarcasm, but you also became a sancta. I don't really want to put Lyran in danger, but I need some leverage that can influence things. Bargaining chip I can use in a deal. And you can be underburdened in a bargaining chip. I wouldn't want to see you lose your effectiveness over a tiny little threat.
I don't understand what you're saying.
You don't need to understand, Cecilia. I'm just trying to show you I'm sincere. I won't do anything to get you hurt. And I'm never one to resort to violence if peace is an option.
It doesn't matter what you want to do. Not now. Could you move out of the way? I'm going to the bell tower.
Grrr. Oh, that's my goat. Didn't you hear? Didn't you hear? She wants you to get out of her way.
Mr. Hazel, you came!
Yes, Cecilia. I promise to help you find your mama. And be there when you said goodbye to her, right? Oh, this is so touching! A big boy girl between a rock and a hard place, with an executor who's true to his word. Am I watching the Lyran soap opera of the year? Makes me want to clap for you too. If I could, I would rather not be the villain here. This is no fun. Owie! Ugh.
Mr. Hazel!
Sancta can't point our guns at our own kind, but violence comes in other forms, so that's no hill to die on, right? Now, Cecilia, go! The bell tower's straight ahead. What? I'll promise you one more thing. I'll be fine.
Oh, all right. I'll wait for you at the top, Mr. Hazel.
Very nice. You came prepared, huh? I didn't expect you to be able to hold me here. But still, even if I don't like screwing around with empathy, I can feel the fear in you. Save it. Have you ever considered that we might be walking the same road here? We're definitely not. Right now, at least. Show me what you got then. Ethan Ezel Winters. Have you ever realized the weight of the burden you're trying to shoulder? He's becoming like, oh, what you be doing? It's like the never leaves. The is like in everything. I do have to grab a little something else to drink. Owie! Oh! Fuck! Owie! Oh, it hurts! Ezel, none of the girls will do it, so you're gonna have to spank me! Oh!
Can that trainee executor really hold Orin there?
Orin's not taking this seriously, and Ezel isn't a notorial hall executive right now. He's not actually an obstacle to Orin. Actually, Guide, while I would never go against your decisions, I can't say I really agree with this. Cecilia should stay with the Pathfinders. It's not only for us, but for her sake too. That isn't my decision. I can't decide her fate.
I'm really not Victor, haha. I'm not actually Victor at all, haha. That isn't my decision. I can't decide her fate. This is a decision that only Celia can make for herself.
Patia, perhaps we should call it an honor to show her the choices before her. Don't worry. What I must do remains the same.
Oh, kid, for an executive in training, you aren't half bad. I'm still standing. Looking to spend some time in the hospital, huh? I'm not out here to break bones, though. You don't have to do this. You're just a normal guy living in Lyran City. Go home. Live a happy life. Watch some cake or take a sip of tea or whatever.
You know, whatever is and whatever the more for kids interact.
Yeah, like it's kind of nice that the MacGuffin can be a person, because the MacGuffin is then like, the MacGuffin has its own agency and is moving, and like when other people let it, then it's just it's just like it's just another character. It's another character. Yeah. Oh. It's not really nice to not come across like anything good without it, yeah. So the plot actually feels important. Yeah. Like, and they're doing good by leaving a lot up in the air. Like, what exactly does Orin want to do? What does he need the bargaining chip for? I like that they don't just tell you everything outright. I remember seeing this dude who had like a terrible like video trying to be like a takedown of like Arcane like season 2, and there's so many moments where like they leave something ambiguous or explain it later, or like they don't like tell you every little detail, and he constantly had a problem with it. And it's like, do you have the fucking like, well, are you a baby? Do you lack object permanence? If something's not right in front of you, you can't see it. Like, I don't know. I don't know. When people say, when people want to do that, or like want to say like in any story they don't like, oh, everything that happens, oh, it's convenient that this was here. Yeah, that's how fucking like storytelling works. That's how story structure works. This thing happens, then you do this, then you do this. It's not like fucking so annoying when you get that shit, when you get these motherfuckers. Because like you can say that about literally like any plot event in any story. You can say that about anything that happens in your life. Oh, like, oh, let's say you're an actor in Hollywood and you book your first like big movie gig. Oh, that's convenient for you, huh? That's convenient for you. You're gonna be rich now. Ain't that convenient for you? Yeah, it fucking is nice and convenient for you, isn't it? It is. Yes, that happens. Oh, you make a YouTube video and it pops up in the algorithm. Isn't that convenient for you? Yeah, you got lucky. Also, I forgot to do this again. Like, goddamn. Anyway, I've made up my mind already. You folks really like talking about choices and decisions, huh? Ever cross your mind there's a price to pay when you make decisions? Orin, you are kicking his ass. What do you mean has it ever crossed your mind there's a price to pay? He's getting his shit rocked. He's paying it right now. This was only going to be an insurance policy, but well, sorry fellas, I need your help. We aren't here to help you, Orin. We're doing this because we think it's the right thing to do. So what do you say? A wise man adapts himself to circumstances. Oh, that's a Yanese idiom. You see, it means, too bad, Ezel. I know what it means. I'm just not gonna tell you. Federico. Hello, it is I. Oh no, explosion sound and the change of music. Hello. Trainee executor is El Pastore. You're being temporarily recalled. Your leave has been cancelled. Please assist me with this arrest. Thank you. Oren Nargioles, your identity has been confirmed. The 7th tribunal has revoked all credentials as delegatus. Please stop resisting and proceed with me to the 1st tribunal. Must I? I've still got work that needs to take care of. Yes, you must. Did you forget that Federico was like a fucking Indian tech support scammer, Laffy? Did you forget about that part? Ugh. The bell tower's corridors are narrow, and the stone steps below my feet are slippery and
wet. The stone walls are rough and feel so cold to the touch, like the trees in the forest. My footsteps echo in the hallway. What is there up ahead? The child of a Shanked and a Sarkaz. They all said that they have me on their... I don't know. It was a word I've never heard, but I remember how Rosella looked. She looked down at me with a smile on her face. Her hands were clasped together like she was holding onto a treasure. What did everyone want me to do? I still don't get it. But now, I understand what it is that I should do the most and what it is that I want to do. It doesn't matter if I'm a Shanked or a Sarkaz. I'm Cecilia. Just Cecilia. Goodbye, Mama. Will you keep watching over me?
Explosion! Music change!
At 11 o'clock. At 11 o'clock, $19 Fortnite card. Do not redeem it.
Ugh. That was close. Come on! It's not like fighting is gonna get us anywhere. Why don't we call it quits? You really don't know how to listen, huh? Ezel, I thought you were really worried about Cecilia. She might just be safer with me, you know. Did you think I'd believe that? I'm never one to lie. Even if you're telling the truth, if that isn't what Cecilia wants, then there's no way. Sometimes I really think anyone's giving me way more than I bargained for. Stay focused, Ezel. No, Federico, can you feel it? Well, look at that. The air is trembling, as though something is manifesting from nothingness. Surge of power, pure power. Nothing like any origin emotes known to man. An ancient construction is being awakened. A forgotten sound is about to ring out far and wide. But he's in this event. Yeah, he's not in this event a whole lot.
Hazel, new directive. Investigate the bell tower. Leave the traitors legati to me. I will handle it.
Your Holiness, what's going on? Shh.
Belliv, seal the central sanctuary and halt all meetings.
What is happening?
Did you know my predecessor, the last pope, had an interest in history?
No.
I don't blame you. He was an amateur in the field. His writings were riddled with mistakes and hardly worthy of praise. What a shitter! Rather than studying history, perhaps it's better to say that his interest lay in using history to let his imagination run wild. He was particularly fond of certain romantic metaphors in his writing. Perhaps a little promiscuous for a history paper, but they did truly leave an impression on his readers. He said history is a musical movement, written by a shapeless titan in countless voices. Going by his analogy, our titan musician seems to have started writing his next measure.
Alright, this is Ezel. I breathe all the air out of my lungs before drawing a fresh breath. I trip and fall to the ground before climbing back up and running forward again. I can feel that something is brewing. The other side of the door at the top of the bell tower is where Cecilia is. I open the door. Music change. The frail girl is singing an ancient sarcastic folk song. She's singing from the bottom of her heart so tenderly with all her feelings. I can only Ezel has become the 30s radio announcer. I can only stand there, doing my best to hold my breath to avoid disrupting the flow of her singing. At a certain point, I realize I cannot hear anything anymore. There is only the sound of bells seemingly ringing across time.
Bells? From the Tower of Revelations? That's impossible. That bell is never rung. Except when
the first saint walks the land. During the day, the sancta looked up at the sky to find darkness shrouding even the sun. At night, the devil's army came and slaughtered countless sancta. The sancta lost much of their radiance.
The saints said, "Follow me." Thus they rose. The saints said, "Listen to me." Thus the bells began to ring. doing the insanely like Valley Girly voice for like doing like the reading like a Bible passage. The bells echoed throughout the wilderness, uniting all sancta. This is a revelation. This is an exhortation. There will be light throughout the day, and it shall never be shrouded again. The saints said, "Build a city. It will be the sancta's paradise." The saints said, "The city shall be called Lateran." How? The Tower of Revelations is one of the oldest structures in Laterana. No, according to the text, the Tower of Revelations was here before there was a Laterana.
And now the holy bells ring again
For our little Cecilia.
But why?
Perhaps the shapeless this titan musician wanted some crescendos in his music, and he picked Lateran bells for his arrangement because he liked the sound. Cardinal Valiv, you and I stand in the church at this moment. I wonder if that is good or bad.
Your Holiness, we must know immediately why the holy bells are ringing. No matter the reason, it is the responsibility of the church to explain why and how it happened. With envoys from the nations gathered in Laterano, all the attending representatives are now witnesses to this event. This could be an opportunity.
Go, Veliv. Inform the envoys that the Lateran bells ring for the first time in millennia, and this portends change. We must come together and prepare for the future.
What about the Tower of Revelations, then?
We have waited long enough. Shut the fuck up. Let's get to work.
Ugh. Here's there's supposed to be an antagonist playable, but you know, I can't even play Anduin. I've never seen I use this one. Yeah, Anduin is very much an antagonist, not a villain. He's very much an antagonist, not a villain. Like he's got his flaws, but like he's not evil. It's like Dorothy's the antagonist of her own event. If you think Dorothy's evil, I think your definition of evil is fucking stupid. But you know, if our definitions of evil have to be fundamentally different. But alright.
Anyways, guide, did you know this was going to happen? What exactly is Cecilia?
She's mixed race! But is there some other secret about her? Padia, jeez, come on. It's not the 50s anymore.
No, of course not. She's the Cecilia that both you and I know. She may come from a unique background, but there is no secret to her. It's just that perhaps Laterano itself is thirsting for change. And Cecilia, she just so happened to be in the right place at the right time.
Oh, how convenient! In the right place at the right time.
Like, if I was like that type of person reading this. Care is playable. Yeah, I still don't like a playable Arturia. I agree with that, Laffy.
Or perhaps she is actually the one who will end the 1,000-year conflict between the Sarkas and the Sanctum. And so revelation came and the bells rang. Of course, it can also just be a misunderstanding, a coincidence, a kind of black history, black humor in the course of history. But we both know that the truth is never what's actually important. No matter what, this is an opportunity. If I have to say, it might even be proof that we are actually blessed. The church is most likely putting all their attention on the envoys and the Tower of Revelations right now. We'll pave the path forward for you. You need only walk it. Antoine, the bells have started to ring. The bells belong to a child who is about to begin her journey. Oh? You sound very relaxed. You made your decision? My decision has never changed. Even if you must give up everything? Even if I must give up everything. Is there any meaning in this? Meaning? Meaning does not exist for nothing. All our choices merely conceive it, mold it, and give it the chance to descend upon us. I get it now. I hope you'll find your peace. Patia, what you just said goes against our original goal. All men are cornerstones, and the road that we lay are paved for those who follow us.
I must see His Holiness right now.
God Knight Talvadore, His Holiness is praying right now. No one can see him.
But
Butts are for sitting. Please understand.
an explosion. Sorry, I shouldn't have played that sound that early. An explosion.
Probably another one of the people's pranks.
No. The explosion came from the envoy's village. We stopped handing out approvals for explosive activities there.
Oh, fuck.
God Knight Talvadore! The envoy's village is under attack! There have been multiple fires and explosions all across the city! It's the Astray. They can't sit still now the holy bells have sounded, can they? They're a good night station in the envoy's village! Right after the ambush and explosion started, the envoy started demanding more good nights to protect them! It's pretty bad! Understood. Damn it, why now of all times? Cardinal Velev! Believe!
The bells of the Tower of Revelations are ringing. This is the holiest moment in Lateran history. We don't even get to share this moment with the first summit of nations and the envoys of the... Oh, all lands. How joyous. Yet the heretics' remnants are taking the opportunity to sow chaos. They plot to disrupt the conference and overshadow Laterano's radiance. Good night, Talvadore. By the order of the apostle himself, the Pope, you are to go to the envoy's village and defend them alongside the God Knights there, thus ensuring the Summit of Nations will commence as planned. I will accompany you.
Very well. Your Eminence, if I may. I'm sure you've noticed as much, of the energy that's surging from the Tower of Revelations.
Watch your words, Reverend God Knight. That is glory itself. Oh my god.
Lemwin, did he do this? It was fucking him, wasn't it? Ah, I hate him.
Maybe.
You're still going to cover for him?
Fiametta, come here.
What for?
Come here. Huh? Huh? I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said what I said the other day.
Let go of me. I don't want a hug. I'm in a bad mood.
Not until you forgive me. I am mad at you, but there's something else I'm even angry about, and it might just be me. I want you to trust me on one thing, Fiametta. If you really want to do harm to Laterano, I'd never forgive him. Then what is it he's trying to do? Maybe he's just asking a question.
Of who?
His Holiness.
And what is he asking him?
A question that the Sanctum must never ask.
You can't be more specific?
I'm not entirely sure myself. You see, this question has probably been bothering him deep in his mind for a long time. He hasn't even told me about it, and I've just got a hunch. But it's true. What happened 8 years ago has something to do with the question.
Wait, so Mastama, you knew about this?
Of course not. I'm not Lemwin. She might understand him. Me, though? Oh, I didn't think he was worthy, that's all. If you ask me, he's a poor little guy. And I'll have something more important to take care of. So let's leave it at that. How come it feels like you're taking me off even more than Lemwin? You and I are different. I did everything I could, and I'm guessing you probably would rather it was me, right? Lemon, what else do you know? Tell me. I thought you didn't want to hear any of it. I have to find out now! I have to hear to find out. Cecilia Laporta, by order of the Apostles of the Pope, I am here to protect you.
Because the bells started ringing? Are they ringing because of me?
I cannot say. Please follow me to the Basilica at once.
It's okay, Mr. Ezel, don't worry. Let's go. I'm what they call skibbity.
Oh shit, everything's getting crazy in the old GA7. The town feels a little lively today. It's because the conference is about to start? Maybe. There are explosions everywhere. Everyone's so excited. Hey, what the hell? Is that an executor? And a legatus? What's going on? A parkour competition? That sounds fun. That sounds like fun. Why don't you join in? Let's go. See if we can catch up with them. Just let her go because I know how she feels like this. You know, for some reason, wouldn't like Skippity Toilet.
I don't like Skippity Toilet. It reminds me of Mama.
Oh, you're a stubborn one, aren't you, Federico? As are you. I thought you didn't have a mission. Aren't you practically on vacation? I don't get it. Is there a reason you can't get off my case? What did I ever do to offend you? My last mission was in Syracuse to recover the personal effects of a local sancta. Among them was a notebook. In it he wrote that he once saw a female sancta come into contact with a male circus. Alright, I can see why you would look into that, but what does it have to do with me? I'm decidedly male, in case you can't tell. Would you like to see my little penis? I followed all the leads I had and I found the sancta woman's address, 7265 Theater Fetus, Pagas Terbones. And when you made it there, you found that she'd already passed away. That's correct. So you had no choice but to keep following her tracks. Then you found she had been taking suspicious trips and that she always contacted specific guys before she left on her journeys. Haha, this is good. This is very good. Very good, Federico. Very good. And here I thought I'd give myself away in Victoria or left some evidence after I talked to anyone. Never mind, I thought it was because I helped the Ori out of the goodness of my heart. This may just be some kind of fate. Are you done musing? Ah, Federico, if my hunt's correct, you probably can't feel what I'm feeling right now, yes or no? Yes, and I do not care. The emotions of those I arrest are not my concern. Does that mean you care about the feelings of anyone you're not arresting? No. You and I are the same. None of us cares for empathy. The way I see it, we can be great friends. Actually, I think Ronald could use more people like you. Someone who doesn't let the empathy get to them, always doing things by the book. I don't disagree, but perhaps I could pay your visit at penitentiary after your trial. We can discuss it more. So that's your reason, Oren? Well, who come the most of my troubles? Why must an honest-to-God good guy like me be blessed with such rotten luck? Federico. Good day, Cardinal Valev. Good day, Executor Federico. The 7th Tribunal will handle the traitor from this point forward. The Notorial's involvement is concluded. Please send me a copy of your report on this matter to both the 7th and 1st Tribunals. This is my authorization code. Confirmed, in accordance with all relevant regulations. So, would you like to go back to vacation or join me in arresting the Astray? It's up to you. Oh. Phil, has anyone ever heard Federico say goodbye to anyone? You can stop trying to cozy up to me. I had to fucking throw the rest of my bevy away for this. I thought you were here to help me. If you were to arrest me, you could have waited until Federico was done, right? Of course, possibly he couldn't take me, but that wouldn't mean you had to send him home, right? I simply realized that you may be more useful than I expected. When I read Federico's report, I just thought you were just analyzed helping hand, but it looks like you're not as much of an imbecile as I thought. I'm honored! Oh! Oh! No No, brain rot's awesome. It makes you a smiley, happy boy. They'd obviously like it in Laterano. I mean, doesn't Fiametta literally say like Notorial Hall? No, it wasn't Fiametta. It's Padia. Padia literally says Notorial Hall brain rot earlier in the fucking event. He says that like fucking either Fiametta or Ezel has like Notorial Hall brain rot. Hitting a Devious Lick would be effective. No, it wouldn't. They're always hitting Devious Licks. Yeah. Embrace the brain rot and Eliza.
I may be cringe, your holiness, but in that I am free. I may be cringe, but you are mean, and that is much worse.
Cecilia's existence is a threat to Laterano. You don't want this threat to be wiped away, not because you want to see it executed, but because you want to use it to make a deal. It really makes my heart ache, you know. It's like a windfall, but no one's trying to touch that pile of money. I'm the most faithful Laterano will make of me, honestly. You know that, Valiv. I'm His Holiness's biggest supporter. His ideals, anyway. But you don't agree with the way he does things, correct? Like this conference, for example, you don't think there's any point to it. You think there is? Valiv, how much do you know about Victoria these days? You don't understand how close we are to war. At a time like this, His Holiness put up all the political capital he accumulated over the last couple of decades. Even though he managed to get most of the countries to bend, the envoys who showed up, they hardly have any weight. In more peaceful times, maybe we use it as a foundation and slowly pave our way forward. But we don't live in peaceful times. There's no time to dilly-dally around if we actually want to see his ideals put into practice. I saw a lot of even dirtier moves in Victoria with my own eyes. I won't say it's the right way to do things, but if doing the right thing doesn't get us to the finish line, tell me, would you rather be a woman of integrity? You know, you usually aren't that this talkative in situations like these.
But me, I call myself best. You call me cringe, your holiness. But me, I call myself best.
When Anduin said that, that was heat. What are you waiting for? Actually, I just changed my mind. Oh? After traveling up there for so long, I'm buying less and less in the idea that Sancta are special. We got the empathy thing, we feel what we feel, that's it. What just happened though? Even I have to admit, I felt something ancient and primal, and it originated in my heart. Moreover, we got ourselves a Trump card. You want my Donald Trump NFTs too, Valiv? All those envoys are gathering here in Laterano, and we're buzzed with a miracle. What does that mean? What could it mean? There's still a lot for us to do, isn't there? I think that you might be mistaken about one thing. You think there is no place for the Summit of Nations during troubled times.
But Anduin, I have in fact already portrayed myself as the Chad, and you as the Soy Jack. Oh. That's definitely how it's gonna go down, Tor. That's definitely how it goes down.
I suggest you look at this from the other side. That said, I think you have the right idea about one point. There are certain things His Holiness can't do himself, and I also don't think there's any harm in having a backup plan. You're a lucky man, Oren. I do have a use for you. Buy me another bevy! Come out, Padia. At least you still have some sense in you. Your Sarkaz friends are running around the city joining in on the commotion. If any of the envoys side of the Sarkaz actively sabotaging the Summit of Nations in Laterano, things won't end nearly as well. What are you trying to say, huh? Anduin is on his way to the Basilica, isn't he? What do you know about him? I've got no reason to tell you, Padia. But before I go sell my score with him, I need you to stop the stupid, annoying little tricks. While your people might still have some sense in you, and you aren't actually trying to sabotage the Summit of Nations, I'm warning you, don't push your luck. Things don't always go the way we want them to. Oh, so now it's your turn to convince me. This is just a little advice. If you don't want to take it, that's no feathers off my plumage.
The birds are fighting.
There's some crazy fucking from the outside. It just sounds like tweet to tweet, tweet to tweet, tweet to tweet, tweet tweet, tweet. Fiametta, tell me, what are you thinking? What else could I be thinking? I'm doing my job. I'm settling the score.
It's not that complicated. Why did you leave the Pontifica Cohorus 8 years ago? They don't get to leave the city. Only the Notorial Hall does. What's it matter? Why ask about that? I don't know what you're brooding about. Maybe you put your hopes on me for something, but I don't really get what your whole thing about Lateran Libri is about, and I couldn't care less about it. A teammate I trusted betrayed us, one of my friends got hurt because of it, another got exiled. There might even be traitors who have their eyes on them because of it. I made this mistake once, and I won't let it happen again. I'll protect them. It's as simple as that. And I'm not going to apologize if that doesn't fit in with your fantasies.
Fucking what a dumb speech. Look at this.
Don't get cocky, Mastema. In the same position, wouldn't you do the same? Yeah, you're right. I would. It's true. I've got a fantasy. But so what if it's a fantasy? Fantasies, ideals. If I didn't chase the things I once believed in, I wouldn't have made it this far. Maybe I'm too naive to entrust in my ideals, but I have no regrets. I don't get you. That's why I'm not gonna back down. Even if everything I'm doing seems stupid and annoying to you, it's my mission. I'll see it through to the end. If you want to stop me, you'll have to take me down.
Like if they did a KFC collab with Fiametta as the poster.
Fiametta with like the big ol' like goddamn like a big ol' like chicken costume, like a big red chicken onesie, like kind of like the fucking the bee hunter skin. Very well, Padia. I'm gonna kick your fucking ass. That's enough, Padia. It's not over. Padia, right? Most of the gun knights have been reassigned to the Envoy's village. Your mission is over. I don't really get it though. It's not like Andorn doesn't know who the most powerful guy in the Basilica is. Why the whole charade? He probably wanted to make sure he got an audience with His Holiness. Huh? You actually listening to Lemwin? This has nothing to do with that. He's free to settle his score, but that doesn't mean I'm letting him get away. His ass is not leaving Laterano unpegged. I'll tell you what, Mastema. Alright, sure. Shall we get going? Once we get Padia settled in, right? I suppose.
How should we face this revelation? These mysterious, indescribable moments, these ambiguous yet to be explained urges, these unascribable esoteric intuitions. Where will it lead us? What kind of choice does it want us to make? Or perhaps this is merely a hallucination, caused by the fatigue of life. But the revelation is called such only because we willingly believe it, or we were told to believe it. We could even say that if we knew it to be absolutely temporal, if we deconstructed it into ice-cold objective logic, regrettably, man will still shine a spiritual light upon revelation. Thus, when this cruel reality befalls us, the cowards can point fingers at the ambiguity of the revelation, while the devout can represent their insufficient understanding. In any case, we can at the very least ascertain that we ourselves are not the root cause of everything.
Ah, Andoan, I was expecting you.
You don't seem surprised at all.
I can't say this was the result of any particular manipulation. The greatest lesson I've learned in life is that people always cross paths, no matter their intention.
But in the end, we have our own goals. Guardian, keeper, and executor of the most supreme law. The 11th man to take the name of Evangelista, the patron saint of sacrifice and unity, and stand atop the Lateran Curia as the apostle, His Holiness the Pope.
Why recite all these titles you do not believe in?
The girl does not remain in your grasp. She's still young. There is still much for her to experience.
Yet we are old, so old that we know our way around conspiracy, political machination, and eternal strife.
Mr. Pope, you're like 60, I'm like 30. I'm not actually that old.
I suppose.
No, actually not much younger than the Pope.
He might not be. I don't know how old the Pope really is. Because, like, you think when you look at him, Santa Claus, man, he's probably quite old. But then again, like, he might just have white hair. This is Arknights. You can just have white hair.
The Pope might just be like 45 or like 40, and Anduin's like 30, 35. The Pope might just actually not be that old. So he doesn't really look that old. Now, granted, you know, there's not that many wrinkles on these anime characters in general, but like, there's at least generally some on the old motherfuckers. The Pope is actually just like 18. Whoa, Anduin! How much younger is the Pope? Who has massive beard? Anduin's actually all the other. Okay, it's probably something more like they're about 50s, 60s. Oh damn.
I am old. Anduin Nation, I am old.
Does that mean that Anduin's a DILF?
What will you do? What will you do now? Will you use this fine gift you spent decades preparing under?
I'm not foolish enough to stand in a young girl's way.
Even if she triggered some kind of miracle.
No, this miracle is Laterano's. It belongs only to the two Laterano. God's grace has fallen upon us. There's nothing more to it. Do you enjoy history? I love history. For history to become history, you generally need an origin point. When some kind of variable is introduced to stir up the water and form ripples, those ripples are history. What of the object that was thrown into the water in the first place, then? Perhaps history does not care about it. Neither do I.
The girl, what's the male equivalent of a cougar? I don't know. A mountain lion. I don't fucking know. I'm not Dorian. She might know. She might have the lore. It's called a manther. Ugh. Cougar sounds a bit gross. Manther sounds very gross. That is not a flattering one. It could have just been panther as well. Yeah. Like manther just sounds grody.
But that has nothing to do with you or me. It's nothing to do with both of us. We have a mutual understanding regarding that, do we not?
You make yourself sound like a kind grandfather sending his granddaughter away. This is nothing more than you get.
This is nothing more than you getting what it is that you seek. You now get to explain this miracle. In exchange, Cecilia earned the right to leave this place. This cannot even be called a trade. She never had the right to choose. No, I never wanted to do anything to her. Laterano has stood for millennia, and neither should it nor shall it ever waver for a mere mixed-blood child.
I only hope that apostles before and after you feel the same way, and that those expunged names were not erased for nothing.
We cannot ask for too much. Sins shall always be sins, only time can wear them down.
And it wears them down to the point that no one remembers they were once sins.
I cannot cast blame on our forebears' cautiousness. However, neither shall they accept those sins in order to cover them up.
So long as our mutual understanding stands, am I right?
As I said, it is very boring to grow old. Thanks to all the things that we experienced in the past, we are always fearful. On the fence with just about everything. The old doesn't have the luxury of possibility, Anduin. We have no choice but to continue down the path that was already laid. A path that was already laid. That goes for you too. I know of your journey.
My journey? Right. I once journeyed, and I heard the purest of prayers and the most vicious of curses. I stepped into sumptuous palaces and plucked my shoes out of bloodstains. I saw shameless sinners beg for mercy, and I closed the simplest of caskets on innocent children. It was always the same. The cries always died down, the tears always dried up, and I always stood right there next to them, attempting to comfort them. I told them that their salvation would come, as long as we believed. But no, nothing ever happened, not even the briefest passing glance. The holy city of Laterano has weathered.
Yeah, there's no thing. I'm gonna use that as an insult. It does sound like an insult, Laffy. Fucking Manther.
The holy city of Laterano has weathered every storm that came its way. How would the saint sitting in his soft armchair in the sancta that know only to sing the praises of their own dignity know that there exists hardship in the lands beyond? All the hopeless penances, withered consolations, and deafening silences. Do you know how heavily silence weighs on my heart? I seek only an answer. We will never find salvation, will we?
Salvation. I often hear this word from the faithful. As a sort of incomprehensible ascendance. As though an ark will rescue all the drowning. Behold that grand and glorious Lateran city.
It is so splendid and magnificent, solemn and refined, with a perpetual aroma of vanilla and sugar wafting in its air. All of this is a reward for abiding by the laws. All of this is our proof of salvation. Yet this paradise is only a paradise because of the harshness of the waste beyond. We could have been a star in the barren lands, a torch in the cold night. Don't you dare say I'm wrong. Laterano is not some ancient concept that floats only in scripture. It stands right here and now. Laterano can save everyone.
She cannot.
And why is that?
Because we are only us. Because we are the Sancta of Laterano. And they are not us. They are stinky. They conceal. They become disillusioned. They consign. They become disappointed. They struggle. And they hate. They themselves mold and shape their own enemies. A man-eating monster of both lust and disgrace, with the flames of destruction hidden in its heart. Why do you think these lands have seen countless dynasties and nations come and go in the flames of war, while the miraculous Laterano has withstood the test of time? Anduin, they are the Inferno itself. And you chose to leave us. Yet by the virtues that shaped us under the stubborn belief that your water could extinguish the flames of Inferno, that your candle could illuminate the night. Why seek my answer? You chose despair for yourself long ago.
3 times I visited Laterano. For the rest of my life, I wandered the lands beyond. I've met many men and women, and I do not need the Lateran Pope to tell me how dark their hearts can get. Yet, there is also a ray of light in them, a radiant, blinding light that I can never forget, that I will never forget. It was set ablaze by the light. Perhaps the fire is destined to be extinguished the moment it is first lit, but I can never again return to the eternally radiant Laterano. Yet, this perpetual radiance is cold and distant. Laterano's light shines on only a select few, and its might extends only to protect this image of fabricated glory. In that case, I would rather be the torch that burns by the feet of those who are freezing to death, even if its flame will soon be extinguished.
Anduin, flames are destined to be extinguished. You seek to turn this perpetual light into a flame, and a flame that will meet its fate one day. When that happens, there will be no more light, not even a cold, distant one. If you shatter the twin moons in the sky, then those struggling in the cold night will do so in darkness, left only to close their eyes. Light will ultimately become a fantasy, a lie of a dream. Would you call eternal night a kindness? Despise the small size of this paradise. But do you know how hard it is for a small paradise upon these lands? You scorn its small size, but have you considered that there are those who try to live an honest life? What right do you have to turn this paradise to tinder with that wildfire of yours, destined to be put out? This world is hostile to beauty. You definitely cannot get away with far more in all aspects of life if you're attractive. That's definitely not true. Do you know how much the Lateran people, countless Laterans, generations of Laterans have had to sacrifice? Anduin, who are you so handily deny all this with a few trivial words?
Preposterous. There are those trying to live an honest life in Laterano, but does that somehow make the lives of those outside any less real? They hold out hope despite their hardships. They follow the scriptures and the laws. They believe that they can change their lives, and they look forward to the rewards for their hard work. Miss Braden from the Rock and Salt and Sundry store, Deacon Landy of the Title Chapel, it's a Sagre who tie the ropes on the bells. Tell me, is there anything wrong with their faith? With their hope? Tell me, O great and glorious Apostle, Pope Evangelista the 11th, the great protector of our paradise and defender of history, why did Rocca Maria deserve to be destroyed? Answers? Questions? So this is the answer that I sought. This is the question that I wanted to ask. Something has come loose. Something that once had me tied up for so long. Something is roaring, struggling, yet I feel only at ease, as though I'm bathing under the sulphurous sunlight.
This goes hard. This pic goes hard. Feel free to screenshot. The world is hostile to beauty, so you must love sarcasm because they're so gross! Ew! Only one sees themselves as superior and the other is enlightened. Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's just like it is
it is an inevitable path to a fall when you either see everybody else as inferior, yourselves as more enlightened, because then you stop learning from everybody else, then you stop learning from anyone else, then you just shut yourselves off, like, kind of like how, like, China, like, in terms of civilization, had, like, was so far ahead of everybody else, they had the giant populations and everything, and then just, like, they shut themselves off from everyone, they didn't learn from anyone else, they just kept doing their thing, and then eventually, they lost their big lead. Because when you start thinking that you're better than everybody else and you stop learning, you stop being open to anyone else, you're inevitably going to end up falling behind.
The gunshots rang out at almost the same time. The law is carving each sanct's flesh and blood, and one must pay a price to break it. I knew that.
Oh wait, oh shit, that's still Andoline. I knew that. There is a bottomless abyss beneath my feet. I've taken that step already. Gun noises. A great force slams me into the wall, and the sculptured relief presses into my bones with the statue behind me crumbling to the ground. There's no question that it was the strength of a patron firearm. Though evangelist of the 11th spot he is old and frail, he is far stronger than he seems. However, I try my best to open my eyes and make out his figure amongst the smoke and dust. The old man is still standing in the middle of the basilica. There's no longer a smile on his face. He looks even older than he did when I stepped into this place. But the halo above his head shines as bright as ever. The law and our flesh and blood. The painful price to pay? Price? Then I realize what the real question here is. The halo above my head is not glowing any darker than it used to.
Yeah. And this definitely reinforces Andoline's belief. This 100, yeah. Yeah, Kata, Rome also had that, yup. They are hosting this, like, UN here. But they don't take, like, anything from anybody else. They don't, like, they don't take any technology, they don't take views, they don't take really much very seriously. And, like, there were ambassadors to China and to Rome when the arrogance of those places caused them to fall. There were ambassadors. Those ambassadors ended up taking advantage of the fact that they were short-sighted, narrow-minded, and arrogant. But to say that, like, they're having foreign ambassadors does not do anything to that, like, point. That is the exact same as any of those real-world historical examples. And this moment definitely reinforces Andoline's beliefs. The fact that, like Mastema shot him, she falls. Him and the Pope shoot each other, they're both fine. He's gonna feel that, why? Why? Like, what about this is fair? That the law is stupid. That he doesn't like the law. He's gonna feel that here.
Well, dude, I came out of this. What a surprise! It's worthy of celebration, though.
I was prepared to pay the price.
You're a pious follower, Andoline. Perhaps that is because you were not born in Laterano.
In Laterano, we don't believe in our faith, do we? We live as a part of faith itself. We Sancta have been its prisoner ever since the very moment the halos above our heads started to glow. It? What exactly is this law that we, the Sancta, believe in? What exactly does it mean to fall?
Throughout Laterano's long history, each apostle has held the authority to interpret the commandments and derive from them new rules and decrees, even placing them above all others. Laterano is built upon this law. All Sancta must know. Violate the rules, the commandments, or the laws, and you must pay the price. The fallen Sancta are no longer connected to all other Sancta. The patron firearms reject them. Fallen Sancta are no longer Sancta.
What is a Sancta?
Sancta cannot point a firearm at another Sancta. That is a commandment, and it is also our instinct. Just like how a man cannot bring himself to take a step forward off the edge of a cliff. Of course, there are those who can. It seems to me that you have more than earned the right to speak to that end.
What makes me different from her?
I think he's asking about Mastema.
I told you the commandments are instinct, and I told you the commandments are interpreted. Surely a man of your intellect can tell those statements are mutually exclusive.
If the law was constant, then the interpretations that were added over time throughout our ever-changing history could never have been instinct.
Correct, but you are calling the wrong premises into question. The law is naturally constant, but our interpretation isn't really as ever-changing as you are making it seem.
Interpretation isn't a coincidence, Anduin, do you understand?
You said that the old don't have the luxury of possibility.
The law is much older than either of us. The apostle does not interpret the law interprets itself. Why do you think the law is capable of this? Take a look at these. Oh, my apologies, I made such a mess here. These structures and statues, stained glass, exquisite domes, and frescoes all around us. They seem like they have constructed a particular illusion for us? Do you recall the revelation?
If we knew it could be absolutely temporal, even if we deconstructed it into ice-cold objective logic?
Regrettably, man will still shine a spiritual light upon it. Because there has only ever been one true law. We are to continue our existence.
Who are we?
Follow me.
I followed the old men into the depths. Everyone knows that the saints of old are buried under the basilica. They are the most knowledgeable and outstanding men and women in Laterano's long history. Their brilliant marble statues have no eyes, rendering them blind to those who pass by. We head down. Stellar recounting the achievements of the past popes line our path. Among them, there were the conceited, the noble, and perhaps even the crazed, but not a single one of them ever allowed Laterano to be besmirched. Now they stand here in silence. We head down. So where the oldest of saints lie. They were the ones who plucked the saint out of chaos. They were the embodiment of all the virtues of mankind. All those who came after merely imitated them. The nameplates on which their miracles are described are dim and lightless. We head down. I do not know where I am, but as far as my eyes can see, nothing here has never been mentioned in any text or literature. I cannot understand any part of this. This should not be a part of Laterano. A low humming sound fills the entire space around us. Strangely, I find myself flustered by all this. It is not the answer that I sought. It is not something that man is capable of establishing or interpreting. It is not something that interpretations, analyses, debates, or reforms could influence. It is not a matter of whether or not you believe in it, or why you believe in it, or how you believe in it. After all, this is an indisputable existence. In such a manner, it exists. What is Laterano? What are sancta? You see, we are us only because it links us all together. It molds us. It is the criterion upon which all things are based.
The path you and I follow is paved by law. The paths you and I have trodden both lead to the same destination. It allows you and I to continue making our way forward. This is the path that is deemed correct. Damn, okay, we got a little more. We got a little more. I'm gonna fucking piss though. So enjoy the music, chat. I gotta fucking piss. Be back in a second.
Andoine Nation. How are we feeling? Oh, alrighty. Okay. Oh, okay, this is about Andoine.
It was a small Iberian town, one that you can't even find on a map or in history books. When people still lived there, it was called Roccamaria. The Bishop of Roccamaria raised a young sancta. A sancta growing up here, learning here, and enjoying life to the fullest. It was a humble and barren place, but well suited for the aestheticism of a pious life. Except after the profound silence, life in Iberia was always so fragile. No matter how hard people worked.
Leave peacefully regardless. Yeah, when it's super hot and you're trying to sleep, Cat, that shit sucks, Cata. That shit sucks. Been there before. Especially if it's humid. Oh, when it's like hot and humid even at night. Oh. It's tried too many times. Yeah. Yeah, Rod, I will say that that's definitely one thing that's like, that is noticeable when you like reread all the stories, is like how often they have like similar music. Like I do wish, because like there's stage background music, and obviously that's not necessarily fitting for ambience, but like if like every event they just added like a new one, that would be kind of like it's just a new one, and then you just keep having like kind of you build more, you get more and more of them, so then there's like more variety. Oh god. That's an image.
One plague, one famine, or one premeditated infiltration was all it took to bring everything crashing down. To save the hometown that, at the same time, was not his hometown, the Saint arrived in the holy city of Laterano to ask for any amount of support. The answer he received was simple. You are one of us, but they are not. As they returned to Iberia, their hometown had disappeared. Everything had been completely smoothed over, erased, as if it never existed at all. Like a grain of sand disappearing into the desert, or a drop of water dissolving into the tide. For a long journey, the Sancta returned to Laterano, an emaciated, lost soul. He went to the chapel to seek a canonized bishop in search of answers or guidance. Even the canonist could only remain silent in the face of such great doubt. In the pew he sat, remaining there from dusk to dawn. Fiametta,
That was the first time I met Andoine.
is that Mastama telling you the story? So I should have done it all like this. Fiametta, that was the first time I met Andoine. Or Fiametta, that was the first time I met Andoine. If it's depending on who it is, that could be Lemlin as well.
Forget it. I'll pay it for myself. The repairs here cost too much. We'll have to cut back on the afternoon tea and sweets. Your Holiness, I heard the sound of fighting coming from the Basilica. Are you alright? What? You were attacked by heretics. I'm sorry. I failed in my duties. Fret not, Bellario. Did you forget who won the Basilica's last arm wrestling tournament? You did. I was just exercising my wrist a bit and ended up causing a bit of an accident. The unrest within the city has already subsided. Yes, they've dispersed. I didn't even get a chance to grill.
Who is this? Oh, okay, it's Ezel. Excuse me, can I come in?
My apologies, Your Holiness. I'm making a fool of myself. What I meant was, the ones you asked for are here. Please come in, my children.
Salutations, Your Holiness.
Good day, Your Holiness. I am Cecilia. Hi.
Oh, welcome. You'll have to forgive me for the mess here. As for you two, what sweets do you like with tea?
Do you need me to make something?
Let me think. Maybe add a few cubes of sugar into your teacup? Ezel, perhaps you should add a few more. Some sweetness will mellow your nerves.
Ah, yes.
Your Holiness, if I wanted to leave Laterano, would you let me go?
If I said no, would you obey me?
Maybe not.
Then go. Your Holiness, I'm just a poor old man whose greatest wish is to spend the rest of his life in a soft rocking chair. How can I muster the effort to manage a young girl's travel plans? But Cecilia is... It's what? You still think she's some hybrid of angel and devil? Saint who will usher in the revelation? Cecilia's just a little girl who wants to go outside and see the world, is she not?
Ezel's like, what the...
So what was all this for? Ezel's got that. So what's the big fucking deal? What the fuck are we doing out here? Okay, you're still carrying your mama's guardian gun, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. Should I leave it with Mr. Ezel? But...
It's fine, my child. The acquisition of a patron firearm is a solemn affair. This is supposed to require a grand ceremony, the presence of a guardian, the approval of a mentor, as well as lots of troublesome paperwork. But you aren't even of age to obtain a guardian gun, so just take it with you quietly.
Is that really okay? I don't know gun safety. I don't know if I should have this.
I wouldn't dare call this my boon to you. Each and every gun is a valuable asset to Laterano. But if this is the only keepsake a child has of her mother, I'm sure no one could oppose that. Take it with you, my child. You may not have the physical ability to pull the trigger and take out a bad guy, but it will always remind you that wherever you go, your journey began in Laterano.
Okay. Thank you, Your Holiness.
So that's why he doesn't have to make an apology video. Ezel, go with her. Call it your long-term field mission. Just remember to stop by every now and again.
Do I really have the right to do that?
Of course you do. Is this not the choice that you made?
I'll do everything in my power to fulfill this mission.
Look after Cecilia well. All right now, be on your way. Time waits for no man. When you get to be my age, all you think about is taking your next nap.
Mr. Pope, I promise to follow this path to the very end.
Oh? In that case, I will pray for you.
Your Holiness, are you satisfied with this outcome?
I got to enjoy some sweets with them. I'm satisfied with that.
The man has left, just as you instructed.
Should I have kept him around a bit longer? Maybe a piece of chocolate would have cheered him up.
Your Holiness, you're too soft-hearted.
Now, Veliv, the dream of becoming torches in the cold night is doomed to failure. For all of us. But serving a functionary a hot cup of tea, that's something we can always do. This world is hostile to beauty. May those who reject this euphemism find success. It's time for us to move on to our next task as well. Now that the riots have subsided, let's convene the foreign envoys. The revelation is clear. I will do what I must.
I'm curious. Oh, yep, that is Fiametta. I was about to say, I'm thinking that's Fia. Yeah, it's Fiametta. I often think back to what happened that night. At first, it was just an ordinary cleanup mission. Just another group of Sarkaz raiders. We tracked them down as they made their escape and came upon the place. Unusual, but there are no signs of hostility. Only traces of those men locked in their own time. I received that emergency request for aid. I left you. I abandoned you. The distress signal wasn't from very far away. The round trip would be half a day at most. I even rushed back early. I remember the mottled texture of the tiles under my feet, the sensation of cold rain falling on my face. I remember your black horns, and your tightly closed eyes. Mandoline who had gone missing, but it was just a cleanup mission. It was just another cleanup mission. Why did it have to happen like that? Why did it all go wrong? If I had never left, if I had stayed there, if I'd been with you, would none of that have happened? At least it wouldn't have been. But by the time I arrived, everything was set in stone. It couldn't be undone. It's an awful feeling. Truly, unbearably awful. That the only thing I could do was watch. I should have been there to shoulder the burden alongside of you, all of you.
Oh god, that's a fucking music change. The old man is gaslighting himself. He's clever like that. He's like that.
That's not true, Fiametta. You don't have to shoulder anyone's burden. No, that is my choice. I don't care what power he was lusting after, what secrets he was trying to uncover, what answers he was trying to find. I don't care about his ideals, his lofty cause, who he redeemed, or who he guided. I will not forgive him. Not because of my beliefs, not because of Laterano, not because of the pontifical horse, and not even all the time that I've lost. I will not forgive him because, Anduin, you betrayed the people who trusted you. Oh, my old friends. How come you're here in one piece? How come even His Holiness can't? How come? How come you're asking me that again? The path was never there in the first place. What good does it do groping around in the nothingness?
He's back. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. She feels essentially. Well, it's not. I suppose it's not a survivor's guilt. I guess it's a like non-injured guilt. It's a healthy guilt for not being able to help them, and also pissed because they wouldn't tell her and communicate with her why they have like forgiven Anduin, why they don't like hate him.
Is this your penance? Penance? No. I have nothing to repent. Where can I repent? There is no light, no path. Those who suffer must continue to suffer. Those who grieve must continue to grieve. There is no salvation, no paradise. This is Laterana. It is the only thing that belongs to us. If the light has always been alive, no, not alive. It's real, but not as we wished. There has never been a light, let alone illumination. What are you babbling about, Anduin? Have I given up? Why would I be here if I had given up? With a barrier this thick, how am I supposed to embrace them? How am I supposed to embrace them? Maybe I am nothing more than a swindler peddling false hope to deceive myself into believing it. I don't understand. What is its judgment? Where does it want me to go? Its very presence has already blocked my path. Where shall I find my path?
Anduin, wake up! Look who's standing in front of you!
And they like fucking doing like the like hand right in front of the face.
Who? Ah, Fiametta. Why are you losing your mind again? Where did your honey tongue go? Your righteous air? Have you lost your spine? How am I supposed to convict a husk of a madman? Take a good look at who's standing in front of you. I am in Laterano, Fiametta. I am above the Basilica. I'm glad to see you all again. No, I'm not glad at all. Are you trying to get in the way? You still dare get in my way? Apologize, Anduin. Right now, get on your knees and apologize to Masuma and Lemwood. Do you think you did nothing wrong? I have made countless mistakes. You're still pretty damn smug, aren't you? God forbid.
How legitimately how did you get that fucking? Yeah. Blood does think he's Victor. Jace is like, Victor, what the fuck? Well, Jace, you see, blah 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 blah. Hey, pay the fuck attention.
Listen up, Anduin. I don't give a damn about what your beliefs are, nor do I care if all of your beliefs have gone to shit. Lemwood forgave you. Masuma forgave you. Fucking Evangelista the 11th forgave you. Even if all of Laterano forgives you, I will not. I am sorry, Fiona. I'm not the one you should be apologizing to. If I had the chance, I'd probably do the same thing all over again. Are you for real? You're saying that in front of Fiametta? And right now, you're not. Very good, Anduin. Take out your gun. You know that won't accomplish anything. You know that won't accomplish anything. That won't accomplish. Yeah, Vico Nation. How are you? How are you feeling? Vico Nation, how are you feeling? JB or JB? No. You know that won't accomplish anything.
Fiametta always telling Anduin to get on his knees. True.
You think I care about accomplishing something? I am Madame Grisham. You think that if I kill you right here, Lemwood gets 8 years of her life back, while the Masuma gets the whole rest of hers? Pedicabo ego Erumambo! Accomplishing something! I want revenge for the sake of getting my goddamn revenge! Do you get that, Anduin? Are you so completely obsessed, Fiametta? So what if I am? I'll say it one more time, Anduin. Take your gun out! Obsession, is it? This is your obsession? What's wrong with a little obsession? I don't care if it's irrational, meaningless, or futile. When I make up my mind to do something, I do it.
Well, I mean, I suppose there's nothing wrong with a little obsession if you just, you know, get rid of the fact that it's irrational, meaningless, futile, you know. If you just get rid of all of the negative aspects, I suppose there is nothing wrong with it in that case.
Why do you think we fight? Those empty platitudes of yours, did you think they weren't a form of obsession too? Why are each of us here, if not for our own obsession?
The three dragon answer. A shot rings out. However, the target was not Anduin. Before he realizes it, the gun has left his hand. But he feels at ease, for his gun will forever remain in Laterano. He may never say it, but how can anyone help but love Laterano? Those peaceful days, those joyous times, those happy moments. And because of this love, he's had regrets, guilt, shame, and doubts. He may never become a true Lateran. But in this moment, when he thinks about his gun staying here forever, this very moment on the glare of the faces looking at him, a kind of peace floats to the surface like a bubble, then pops. He walked 10,000 miles on the path of faith and doubt, from one path to the next. He thought he was wandering the wilderness, far from his roots, but perhaps this was not true. In more ways than one, he whispered a word of gratitude. No one will ever hear it, not in the past, present, or future, but it was enough. Oh, finally, I thought maybe you dozed off. Cut me some slack, it's hard finding a good sniping vantage point. This is it, Anduin, hands up.
Here, out of obsession.
Watch out! Arts noise! Yeah, it's the ladder, it's like the I will sodomize and face fuck you, which again, you know, Fiametta's not letting Anduin leave Laterano with an ass unpegged. It will happen no matter what. It's like the fucking it's like the fucking meme that's like the like Bleacher Report with like the Mbappe quote, the, like I will be there no matter what. How does he still have enough strength left for arts? How could one find salvation alone? No, not salvation, but a life with dignity. You come before me because of your sense of justice. I arrived here because of mine. It comes to myth, to obsession, to the ultimately futile crossing. The path was always beneath my feet. Why do we place our hopes on salvation? What we have done is not for the sake of salvation, but to save ourselves. Have you come to your senses, Anduin? Then look me in the eye. I felt like I was shooting at a target dummy. But you're looking off to the side yourself, Fia. Freaky meta needs to be stopped. We're deep in a freak meta. Have you seen the patch notes? They're buffing they're buffing the freaks. I'll walk my own path, whether this is my mission or not. I must thank you, Fiametta. You're welcome. I'll be sure to tell your friends about this epiphany at your funeral. As for right now, you're... Well, this could be a lot of people. Could be Veliv, could be Orin. Could even be Padia, honestly. But... Well, just because I want to do this voice again, do Orin. Oh, I'm afraid it's not yet time for that. I still have a use for him. Someone blew up one of the support beams. We need to go. Yeah, of course it was. Who the? Oh, it's both of them. The explosion was approved. I personally submitted the application and stamped it myself. Orin, why you? Why Iota? What are you doing, Orin? Is this what you came to do? Well, the cat's out of the bag. Go, Anduin. I'll find you later. Fiametta, Mostima, perhaps we'll meet again. Wheresoever that may be. Let us hold on to our obsessions. For as you say, they are why we exist. Explosion. Please, miss, I must ask you to come down from the signboard. I'll have to call the guards if you don't comply. But while we're at it, I just have to know, how on Terra did you get up there with the wheelchair? Where there's a will, there's a way. That's a dust cloud. Another explosion? There's been too many of those lately. It's starting to seem more like a fireworks show than a conference. Excuse me, could you give me a hand? Sometimes it's easier to get up than to get down.
You must be joking. What's wrong with Laterano's crisis management? The explosion damaged my collection. I demand an explanation. The Lateran bells are ringing for the first time in 1,000 years. Was this prepared by His Holiness as a special welcome for us?
Being with you barbarians is too much to bear. If it not for my respect for His Holiness, I...
Tell the cook to prepare dinner. I refuse to attend another Lateran banquet.
Can these people really bring change? Most of them are opportunists at best. Yes, this is something that only Laterano could do. Laterano, the city of miracles, forever fair and just. Your Holiness, I will pray for us.
Right as you so nervous, Veliv. Too old for parlor tricks. All I can do is to keep walking, as far as I can.
Your Holiness, the broadcast is ready.
Thank you. And my words and deeds honor my name and title. Greetings, honored guests. How we doing tonight? Hello, Chicago. I am the Evangelist of the 11th. I welcome you on behalf of Laterano. We're facing a great challenge, one that threatens not just Laterano, but all nations across Terra. As you know, our countries are built on the backs of nomadic cities. Indeed, the advent of such cities established the very concept of the modern nation-state. In the past, the state was simply a gathering of people of similar lifestyles, huddled together for safety in the face of catastrophe. National borders were simply whatever lay within their sights. This all changed with the birth of nomadic cities, as is the human condition. Conflict began to arise as these states interacted with each other. Perhaps even the word conflict is an understatement. I saw the fall of Gaul with my own eyes. The capital of the world fell overnight. Armored battleships went silent, and the old vanguard of Gaul was reduced to ashes. Based!
Shoot the ground like a flying on a wheelchair? Yeah.
All the might of the Gaulish Emperor and his legions could not save an empire that once stood proudly as the center of all lands. What then could possibly preserve our own civilization, that the people of Terra have painstakingly built piece by piece, under the dark cloud of catastrophe? Laterano gave much for the war that engulfed the entire continent. Our messengers crossed both the wilderness and the royal courts, building Laterano's reputation. The Sancta heard your calls for peace, but our lands had seen too many shades of this so-called peace, pooling in the dark corners of castles, palaces, and tents. We've seen the birth of secrets, but only to benefit a select few, that lie in wait to undermine peace and order when least expected. The old wars of conquest may be a distant memory, but in their place we have tacit understandings and secret dealings that determine the fates of lives and nations from out of sight. Today, though, revelation has come. It is my hope that the process of building peace be transparent from the very start, that we will all reject secret agreements between the few. There are questions that anyone who does not cling to the past and who is concerned about the future of this land should be asking. How do we ensure the survival of civilization? How many people are endangered when peace is threatened? What does safety for one country mean for the safety of other countries? Civilization is key to survival. Peace is something to be shared with others, not hoarded for oneself. As such, I call for the establishment of an accord of mutual assurance between nations. We have far more common interests than many would imagine. Terra must stand together or fall together.
Evangelist of the 11th speech on March 18th, 1093, later known as the Lateran Declaration, is quoted on the first page of every edition of the International Summit Handbook.
And we made it to the final part, the story 2.
I was treating this like a holiday in Laterano. Never thought something like this would happen. Keurig is a theocracy too, so why couldn't we have done this?
Laterano is much more influential. The Legati were all part of the Apostles' plan. We simply don't have that sort of foundation.
Until like a year ago, our only form of government was like 3 guys meeting in a shack on a hill.
Gaul, this Gaul. Let's see it, or what's left, why it's mentioned so many times. I mean, it's mentioned because it was like, it's like Gaul was like Napoleonic France, so it was like stretching. It was like big, it was the big, powerful, the perennial global big boy. And then it got smacked. Now, granted, in like Zweilingstrumo, we hear about like, it was like the pride of like the fucking like whatever like battleship fleet they had. The like best one got like instantly destroyed by one guy from fucking Lythanian who wasn't even the Witch King. It was a guy working under him. So like, I don't know how they lasted that long. And it wasn't just like Lythanian just fucking blasting battleships with just one guy. Maybe I just read it stupidly, but that felt weird to me when I saw that. We simply don't have that sort of foundation.
Influence, eh? It's only after leaving Keurig that I learned how troublesome influence can be. Pretty amazing how NCOs managed to negotiate with our neighboring countries all on his own.
The Saintess's influence is on the rise too. We have our own advantages. But do you really think what the Lateran Pope is talking about is possible?
I don't fucking know. I can't imagine a world where all the nations are so tightly entwined with one another. Sounds like a dream.
Maybe a nightmare. But no one can ignore the miracle that happened that day, or the Pope's speech. Is Laterano really the blessed city? What do the Sancta think of all this, Ezel? Huh? Well, it was stunning. Figured as much. Apparently the bell has not rung for thousands of years. So what'll happen to Laterano now? Perhaps not all that much, from what I know of the Laterans. Or maybe it's the same everywhere. Turning points in history don't always seem so important at the time, but we do perceive that change is happening. We'll take up our own duties and responsibilities. Well said, brother! You can leave us here. We have a car on the way.
Thank you.
No problem. Cardinal Voliva is at a hospital not far from here. I'll be reporting back to her directly. Please give her our thanks. As long as you're satisfied. Those were her instructions. Nothing gets past her, huh? Say, can you take a photo of me and my husband? Sure. How's that? You're a pretty good photographer. Thanks. You're welcome. Say, Fiametta, do you feel like your steps are heavier than usual? Where's this coming from? You don't feel a weight on your shoulders after what His Holiness said? Get to the point. Well, I'm thinking I'm due for a career change. I'm not really that cut out for a job with too much responsibility. And you seem like just the girl to take in your fucking dreams. Good afternoon. Oh, long time no see, Ezel. It's been 2 weeks. Are you on a mission? An errand on behalf of Cardinal Veliv. I was just about to report back to her. This is my final task in Laterano. Not bad. Once you've seen the world, you'll realize how boring this place is. There aren't as many great desserts out there, but life's about more than just enjoyment, don't you think? So you're going to meet with Veliv? Where is she? Stavona Central Hospital. Let's go together then. We're heading the same way. Definitely not to the same person. Oh, fuck. Big music change. Have you made up your mind? Yeah, I have. I thought you'd need to mull it over a little longer. I just felt that I can't be the only one standing still while everyone else has already taken the next step. And I have nothing to add. I'm glad you accepted. It's wonderful to have someone like you join us, times being what they are. I knew you'd be here, Veliv. How did you? We ran into Ezel. The emissaries from Kirag have reached their destination. Good work, but don't leave just yet. I've got another task I could use your presence for. Understood. See you next week, Lemwin. See you. Have you decided to join the 7th Tribunal, Lemwin? Already on the job. Huh, it won't be easy over there after this conference. Don't you think we're a match made in heaven, though? I suppose. You've all chosen your paths. It's about time for me to think about what I can do, too. Speaking of, I was just talking to Fiametta about quitting my job as a legata. Too much trouble? I mean, with the old man, I can already see the trouble waiting in the future. But you're not getting away that easily, Mastema. You answer to me now. Oh! Here's your first job. Bring this letter to Elle. Can I say no? Nope, fuck you. Deliver it to her personally. Unemployment is sounding more appealing by the second. Quit it with the lame excuses. And there's my old taskmaster. You won't give up. How can you be so sure? Don't pretend that you don't need this job. You're looking for an answer, aren't you? I'm not Anduin. I didn't say you were. You'd be a lot fucking more peggable if you were, though. But you have a choice to make about who you are. To find that answer, one must have journeyed far enough. So how does it feel to be seen right through, Mastema? Sounds like you don't even need a halo to. This is my own path, then. You shouldn't follow me, Fiametta. You think the world revolves around her? We just happen to be taking the same road. I have his fucking gun. I like spinning it on my finger. He still sees himself as a sancta. He'll be back for it. And then he'll pay for what he did. And you'll help me. Fine. Fine. By the way, the Astray that were caught up in the city have been set free. Is that His Holiness? Is that His Holiness's will? Uh-huh. His mercy is none of my business. I thought you might say something like that. Oh, and you'll be dispatched to Rhodes Island under the agreement with the Notarial Hall through the 5th Tribunal.
You mean the pharmaceutical company that Masuma and Lemuel work part-time at? Where's this coming from? Velev wants to deepen our cooperation. You're as good as anyone for that role. No, she isn't! We want someone who brings good vibes everywhere they go to really, like, make sure they like us. Plus, we have a good track record with them. You should be well supported. Alright. Oh, by the way, I have some really good news for you. You get to choose from one of the 3 code names for your next mission. Do we really have to keep up this farce now that you're our liaison? We only use a temporary name in the first place because there's no clear role for keeping tabs on her. I've had enough of these monthly name changes. I've had enough. I was like getting deeper, way deeper as I read that. We only use a temporary name in the first place because there's no clear role for keeping tabs on her. I've had enough of these monthly name changes. Didn't you lock Shimmer and Vigil? What was it that she said? They finally come up with a decent name? Shut up. Hey, nice flowers. Hate to break it to you, but the tradition of changing your title has become a rule unto itself. Just accept it. Here are your choices. Void Gourmet, Wasteland Pilot, or Dawn Destroyer. Dawn Destroyer. Man, your taste is so easy to guess. I told you to shut up! I told you to shut up already! You're alive? You're awake?
Luck is really not been on my side lately.
What's wrong? Getting bed sores from too much lying down?
No, forget I said anything. Ezel.
I wanted him to see what happens to those who come close to betraying Laterano.
Stop bullying the kid, Veluv.
Are you implying that I'm not young myself?
Sorry, you are old.
You're no longer a legatus.
If that's a price I must pay, then...
But you're still my subordinate.
It's a heavy one. Oh, heavy is the crown.
Was she jaundiced with me?
Dawn Destroyer? Don't Dawn Destroy her, Dawn Destroy me!
Stung a shivering Vigil, but she was aware she'd be stealing part of the goat's name,
So I don't think Vigil can be considered better than Fiametta. You talk a big talk, Oren. Let's see what you learned to Victoria.
Does that mean you need me to do things my way?
Remember the question you asked? I can answer it now. I have no interest in being a woman of integrity. But I respect those who have worked hard to earn the title.
Well, I can't argue with that.
Was that intended for me as well? Of course! Treasure the opportunity you've been given with Cecilia. Don't ever let me know what influence she will have on Laterano. You don't want her returning here? If I didn't, why would I waste time crafting an identity for her? Other than, well, compassion, and the fact that she has potential value that outweighs her risks.
Trust me, there's no harm in giving this sort of candid promise.
I understand. No need to be nervous. I'm simply expressing Laterano's sincerity. If you two ever get tired of traveling, Laterano will be here. Her doors will be open. Come in! Federico. Cardinal Villiers, here are the past 2 years of records regarding the activities of the former legatus Oren Hagiolas. Thank you, Executive Federico. Just in case. Is there reason to believe that Executor Richel maybe is accomplished? Should I summon him? Hello? Or it could just go, there is reason to believe that Executor Richel maybe is accomplished. Should I summon him? No need. He'll only claim to have been tricked by an old classmate, Moni Oren.
Remind me to never pick a fight with you again.
I'll let Rochelle be for now, but I would like to speak with him through you when it's convenient. You don't have a problem with that, do you?
No, not at all.
Then the two of them have been dealt with for the moment, Executive Federico.
But once Federico leaves, can you give me a spanking? I've been trying to get one all event long. Hold on, Federico.
What is it?
I've been thinking, it could have been easy to deduce that it was Fioria who met with this dark guy just from a few sentences in a journal. Why were you so obsessed? Who were you seeking?
Arturia.
Arturia! Arturia!
The wanted criminal?
What exactly is your relationship with her?
A distant relative.
Oh, seriously, man. I could stand right now and be dragging you to the nearest bar. I don't have time. You do, because I happened to run into an infamous fugitive a few years back by the name of Arturia. Wait, come down, Believe. I wasn't looking for her. It was coincidence.
Rycat, we are approaching the end.
I don't know. I don't even know if Lemwin shows back up another time. I mean, her wheelchair is there in like in just the general Laterano hospital scene. You see her wheelchair with a gun. They mentioned it, the creature. No, seriously, I like to think of myself as a veteran. I'm just thinking back on the experience and just shivered on my spine. Where did you see her? 3 years ago in like Dunyan.
Mr. Ezel!
Oh, this is his name.
Mr. Ezel!
Cecilia. Rochelle? Alright, paperwork's in order. He's now free to leave Laterano, dude. Thank you, Rochelle. Just doing my job. You know where you're going, right? Well, we'll meet up with Federico and join a company by the name of Rhodes Island under a cooperation agreement. Apparently it's more convenient this way since we'll be spending a lot of time outside. Good, I've already contacted them. But you're still an executive in the Notorial Hall. Missions will be issued to you through Rhodes Island when it's inconvenient for you to return. That said, I have a hunch that your journey with her will go smoothly, bro. You might find what you're looking for sooner rather than later. My hunches are usually right. Thanks. I'll be going then. Bye, Celia.
Bye-bye, Mr. Rochelle.
Yikes, I'm getting a hunch that something bad's gonna happen.
Rochelle is an eccentric one too. Hey, wait, how did he know that we're looking for something?
What's wrong, Mr. Ezel?
Nothing. Is there anything else you want to say before we go?
Sounds like there's some sussy bussies. The girl lets go of the young Sanctus hand and walks in the center of the flower field.
I'm leaving Laterano, Mama. I'm not gonna run away. I'm gonna find Papa on my own and tell him what you said. I want to see the outside world for myself. I want to see Kazdel. It's definitely gonna be cool and nice and awesome and safe. I'm happy, Mama. Now, just like before, please watch over me. Can I pick a white flower?
Of course.
Thank you.
You want to take this flower?
Uh-huh.
Fresh flowers won't last long. I can press it for you.
Will you teach me? I want to learn for myself. Thanks, Mr. Ezel.
Huh? I'm the one who should be thanking you. Is that...
Is that...
Padia? Are you really coming with me? I have to get back into it real quick. Victor Nation. Victor Nation, how are you? They messed up Mulberry's name for the gotcha banner? Oh, tragic. I want to see Kazdel 5 minutes into actually seeing Kazdel. Let me out! I don't want to see Kazdel anymore! Alright. Victor Nation. Oh, how are we feeling? Patia, are you really coming with me? Of course. I was thinking you could stay here. Laterano doesn't have what I'm looking for. Huh? What is it, Patia? Excuse me, that was out of line, but did you just smile? I mean, like, not to say that you don't normally, it's just that, well, something seems different. For many years, I thought we walked alone in the wilderness. I was arrogant and immature. Did you hear the old man's speech? I heard the second half when it woke me up. It was being broadcast all over the city, loudly. Evangelista, the patron saint of sacrifice and unity. Perhaps he will go even further than the 10 who took the name before him. What a grand yet fragile vision. A Dorothy's vision, but upon which I can offer my blessings, just like to Dorothy's vision. Oh. What did you learn that day? It's not important, Patia. Not so important anyway. Even if there was no reward waiting at the end of the journey, the act of continuing onwards is in itself carrying the torch. Therefore, I will continue onward. We do not trade for blessings, nor for pity. We will walk the path that we believe in. Because it is the only way to live with dignity, is it not? We should depart, guide, before the sun sets. Let us go, my brothers and sisters. The girl of mixed blood sees the leader take the first step.
The sun, the setting sun, illuminates the halo on his head like a crown. She recalls the stories of the saints that her mother would tell her, and the word that her mother placed so much emphasis on. She does not fully understand its meaning or its symbolism. For some reason, though, it comes to mind when she sees that faraway figure. Murder! Anytime I see someone talking about, like, a vision when reading the Arknights story, my brain just always goes, a Dorothy's vision right after. What are you looking at, Cecilia?
No, nothing. The sunset's beautiful.
The girl looks about her. The girl looks about her. The flowers, the church, at the statue and the bell tower, so far away now. She takes the young Sanctus' hand, and the two of them begin to walk into the distance. Her steps are slow, but she does not look back. And that's it. Yup, there's only the side story before. Yup, that's it. We have finished Guide Ahead. Oh, I've still got a bunch of events to read. Let's see which ones I've done. I've done at least these all. I've done all of these. I've read all of these again. I read Undertides. I'm currently reading Stultifera. I'm trying to go Undertides, Stultifera into Path of Life. Babel I read, you know, of course. Adventure That Can't Wait for the Sun I will read soon. And obviously I have to read like all of these again. This is the one that I might honestly be dreading the most. This event is so long, and from what I remember, the middle section is so fucking boring. But yeah. Thanks to everybody who showed up and, you know, enjoyed it, you know, what was there for the gambling, saw me get a Typhon, so I finally have both of the pretty purple pillow princesses, got both the Hibiscus Altar and Typhon, the good Sarkaz. Yeah. And I'll see you all next time. I'll swap us over to the outro. And next week, hopefully, me and Supa will be here and we'll be streaming Enfield. So if you want to see that, be there for next week.